The Fan. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
We're where you want to be. Baseball with the Royals. If you want to be having a great time.
Sorry about that.
I was going to say, what are we doing here, man? I wanted to start with something good today. There we go.
How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, that is much better. Thank you very much. I want to be in a good mood today, baby. It's a Tuesday.
Sorry about that. Got my buttons mixed up.
Yeah, that happens to you, Smack. I know you're doing a lot of things now. Dusty's out on vacation.
Exactly.
You're doing 2 jobs, getting paid for one.
Yeah.
You know, it's very difficult. I understand. Very hard back there pushing the buttons. The ones and twos, as we like to call them back in the day. So welcome in. Welcome in. It is a Tuesday edition. Fescoe and Dusty with you, 96.5 The Fan. Shout out to all the people in Shawnee Mission. Last day of school for them today. So there you go.
Nice.
My wife will be getting out of school, and she will not be returning till August.
Talk to you later.
That's
Get
right.
bent.
Now, I say that summer school starts next week, I'm sure, and she'll be doing a little bit of that.
There you go.
We got to make some extra money, man, any way we possibly can. Got to scratch out those dollars any possible way we can do that. So everybody's going to be getting ready to end their school year in the Shawnee Mission District, Olathe, Blue Valley a little bit later on this week. I think Missouri goes a little bit longer on the other side of the state line, but we're getting closer and closer and closer to those days where the kiddos are going to be out and the parents start the countdown to the first day of school, the greatest day of the year. How about that weather last night? My God, I don't know if you had a lot of damage, how it was. I haven't seen my dog in 24 hours. I'll tell you that.
I was thinking about winning.
Yeah, she was in the bathtub last night, all gussied up, and we put the weighted blanket on her and tried to keep her, as comfortable and as calm as she possibly can. It's tough. That storm last night was pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, there's already tree limbs down. We have one down in our parking lot.
Yeah,
honest to God, today I drove in this morning, Mac, and I'm not lying about this. I didn't know if we were going to be able to park in our parking lot. I figured that whole thing would be flooded and it would be a lake, and there would be nowhere for us to park this morning, and we'd see like the car that is here overnight just kind of washing through the parking lot and moving down to the next office complex because, I mean, we do not have a parking lot. We have holes that are filled with now water, and so you're driving around this parking lot here, and it's like, oh my God, am I driving into Lake Michigan?
Driving on the moon?
Yeah, no, that's kind of what it is. Is this Mars?
Yes,
what is
what's
this?
happening?
I mean, this is really, really nasty. So
No, it was crazy last night. I kind of just I have a nice backyard where I don't have like a covered porch or anything like that. So I kind of just opened the garage and sat out.
Yeah, I did the garage thing a little bit, watched
it
for about 5 minutes, and then I realized this is coming down in sheets.
It was
like
the wind was picking up.
It was nasty out there, and I know some folks out in like western Kansas, northern Missouri, and Nebraska. They got hammered yesterday by some storms up there as well. So hope everybody's safe this morning, and you're getting up, and there's not a lot of damage, and you're able to get out of your driveway and do all that kind of stuff. And so there's just it could be a slow go for a lot of people this morning, about as slow as the Royals. So we'll get to that a little bit later on. It's very hard to do, Mac, very hard to do, but we'll get to that later on because we want to start with fun. We want to start with positivity. We want to have a good time with you guys today. And I am going to admit this. I don't admit this a lot. Actually, I do. What do I care? I went to bed early last night.
Yeah.
As soon as the hockey game was over, that went to overtime. The Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens, Game 7, overtime. Second Game 7 for the Montreal Canadiens this playoffs to go to overtime. And for the second time, Alex Newhook scores the game winner in Game 7 in overtime for the Montreal Canadiens, right? And so that game was going on last night. You get a Game 7 overtime. Let's go, baby. I'm staying up for that. And I'm flipping back and forth between that and what's going on in the NBA, and it felt like, well, San Antonio's kind of get a decent enough lead in this one. As soon as the hockey game's over, it's about 9:45. I said to myself, it is time to go to bed. You're not going to get enough sleep if you don't go to bed at this point in time. We'll figure out what happens with the NBA. It's only Game 1. Didn't want to miss Game 7 of the NHL, right? That's a marvelous thing.
You got to pick and choose.
You got to pick and choose.
100%.
You're learning. The pick and choose moments. Of this job. And so what I did is that I picked and chose. I chose the hockey, and then I figured that's Game 1, whatever.
Of course.
Holy crap! Did I choose wrong? Right? Did I choose wrong on that one? Now, you can't go wrong with an overtime Game 7 game
really
winner,
wrong.
right?
That's pretty amazing.
Right. And again, Game 1 of the NBA, not that I'm trying to justify it, but I did. I went to bed early, and then you wake up this morning and you think that you probably missed one of the single greatest performances in the history of the NBA, and that is not hyperbolic statement. He's doing things, Wemby, that we've not seen since Wilt Chamberlain back in 1960 when he was a rookie, do stuff like this, okay? What we saw him do yesterday, he has now become the youngest player in the history of the NBA at just over 22 years to go 40-20 in a playoff game. I said that correctly. 40-20. Now, it was double overtime, but it's only an extra 10 minutes on the clock, right?
And he had like 18 or 19 in regulation. Like, he had that many rebounds.
Yeah.
It was incredible. 40 points. And he did this. It was 105-108 at the beginning of, or at the end of single OT, 30 seconds left. Wembenyama bringing the ball up after a defensive rebound, and this is what he does, about 30 feet away from the basket.
Spurs got numbers hungry now behind the plate. 5-on-4. Wemby's going to pull a deep three.
Oh my goodness. A logo shot.
28-footer, ties it at 108.
Tarico says 28. I got to say that was 30 feet, and my jaw was dropped when it was up in the air. I can't believe he shot that, because that was like a Steph Curry type shot.
That's a shot you don't see anybody take, Mac. You don't even have to qualify it with like Steph Curry. Like, that's a shot nobody's taking.
That at that point in the game, down 3, you could have gotten a whole possession, get something going. He's got 5-on-4. This is my moment, dude.
It's
7'5".
It's one of the most unbelievable feats of athleticism that I've ever seen. I'm not lying about that. And people can say, "Oh, come on, what is he talking about?" This guy took over a game yesterday and showed who the real MVP of the league was, at least for one night last night.
For one night, he did.
For one night, he went out there, and SGA 7-23. Got to do better, man, especially at home. Now the Spurs, all of a sudden, the home court advantage is gone.
It's flipped.
It is flipped. It is gone. It is no longer in favor of Oklahoma City. And the Knicks, they get ready to play tonight. And I'm looking at that game last night. I'm going, ooh.
Yeah,
we may get a 99 rematch, brother. We may get Spurs-Knicks again from 1999.
Yes.
That's when the Spurs dynasty began, right? That's really when that Spurs dynasty began, because that's when I moved to San Antonio. Right after they had won that championship, I started working down there, right? And it was awesome. It was so much fun covering that team. It was beautiful. Really, it was a lot of fun. The only thing I can compare it to is what's going on with the Chiefs right now. I mean, there's nothing like, and the Chiefs are still obviously above what that Spurs team was, because it was the late '90s, early 2000s, and the NBA wasn't as big as it is right now, and it was still San Antonio. But I mean, it was incredible being around some of those superstars in Pop and Robinson and Tim Duncan, Avery Johnson, Malik Rose was part of that team.
Steve Kerr was there.
Steve Kerr, he was like a broadcaster. Sean Elliott just had a kidney operation, and so he had moved from playing after he hit the big Memorial Day shot. Then he became a broadcaster, for the Spurs. And so I've always had that kind of, that love for the San Antonio Spurs, because that was the first team that I covered in my first job, right? And so I'm watching them last night and getting excited that, hey, maybe they can win this thing. And Victor Wembanyama was just absolutely a stud. The 28-footer to tie it at 108 was, like I said, one of the most impressive athletic things I've ever seen. But with that in this, I guess it was the second overtime to kind of finish things off.
Oh, yeah.
The dunk and block in back-to-back sequences. It was a behind-the-head dunk that was, I mean, obviously a great pass by Matt Castle to get it down there.
Yes,
I mean, it was, it was a bullet. I mean, and then Wemby dunks this thing behind his head and goes down the other end and blocks one and finishes off. He outscored the Thunder in the second overtime by himself.
He completely took over. The Thunder were doing their thing where it was like, it's truly incredible what the Thunder were doing. That would have been the main story of like, because they were done like 7 times, and then every single time it's, all right, they kind of need to score. Oh, there's a 3.
Yeah.
And it was like, dang, and they had the home court, so the crowd would be in it, and they are incredible at end-of-game situations. So for a 22-year-old, his first time in the playoffs, Western Conference Finals, in a completely hostile environment against the number 1 seed, the best team, the back-to-back MVP, he says, no, this is my league.
Right.
And I'm getting goosebumps talking about it, because it was his coming.
I am too, and I'm not an NBA fan, but this was such a moment, Mac.
It was, dude.
People rolling their eyes. Oh, they're talking. No, we're not. We're talking about one of the greatest sports performances that we've seen in a very long time. And you're right. He's a superstar.
He's a superstar,
now, right? And
that was him kind of coming out and saying, no. I know I'm 21. I know I'm 22. I'm 7'5". All those things are great, but I have got it. I've got all the other stuff. And he posed next to his bench after like the block and like kind of did like a proud stand, like looking. And it was just like, whoa. He took over in the MVP's house, in the number 1 seed's house, the defending champions. Obviously, it's game 1, whole lot of series left. I'm not saying they're going to win the series, but damn, we've got a good one, man.
I mean, that was as impressive as a game 1 as you could get. I mean, that's going in and sending a message.
Yes,
a
100%.
message that was loud and clear and well received, I think, by the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? It has to be a well-received message. You went to 2 overtimes, your best player, the MVP of the league, stunk at 7 of 23. I'm not a nerd, you know that, and this is my nerdism coming out, but when you look at the plus-minuses last night, when Wemby was on the floor, the Spurs were like plus 16.
Yeah.
When SGA was on the floor, the Oklahoma City Thunder were minus 15, so on the floor together, they were like, the 30-point differential. I mean,
it's not great.
That's not great.
No,
That's
huge down moment for
I mean,
SGA,
just a really bad moment for an MVP. You're literally on the heels of winning that award the day before.
Yeah, I know.
And you come out and you do a poop bomb, you know? And it was. I mean, you let Victor Wembanyama take over that game. You let the Spurs take control of that series. Wemby had one of the greatest, not just NBA playoff performances, one of the greatest playoff performances I think maybe we've seen in the last 20 years in all sports. I mean, it really ranks up there. I mean, you have to start looking to qualify that, right? But what he did last night, guys, do yourself a favor. Just go watch the highlights. You're just getting up now. You may have missed it. It's absolutely incredible. And
he played 49 minutes, too. So for all those people like, well, he's not playing enough minutes in the regular season. Yeah, the Spurs are smart.
Yeah. He played 49 minutes yesterday of that overtime game, which is absolutely incredible. But the most incredible moment of the night took place on the West Coast. The A's are no-hitting the Angels into the 9th inning, and then this.
Inning for the first time. Here's a fly ball, center field. It's hit well. Bolte is back near the wall. It's gone! Unbelievable! What a finish! Zach Neto says goodnight to the A's, and JT Ginn walks it off with a home run.
That is unbelievable to see something like that happen, right? You're being no-hit into the 9th inning. You take the slab in the 9th inning. 6 pitches later, you lose the game.
To center field, going back is Henry Bolte at the track, leaping up, and a home run for Zach Neto.
That's a terrible call from the A's.
Yeah, that was
not great work there.
No.
But I don't blame him. You're dead.
It's a tough
you're
call
dead
to
inside.
make. Yeah,
you're getting ready
dead.
to make a. You're getting ready to make a no-hitter.
Yeah, you're like getting all that prepped.
Yep.
Oh my god!
And then that happens, and not only do you lose the moment, you lose your moment as a broadcaster. A little selfish moment there, obviously. And I don't blame the broadcasters for getting that kind of moment. That's their. Everybody's going to play this. Yeah, exactly.
It was.
That's exactly what that was.
Are you serious, man?
Yeah, it's going to the strip club and thinking you're going to hook up.
Yeah.
It's a no-hitter. Into the 9th inning, you're winning 1-0. 6 pitches later, you lose 2-1. It's a game of inches, isn't it? That's what they always say, game of inches. So what a great night in sports. And then there's the Royals, next.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Carter Jensen, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, weekday mornings starting at 6, right here on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Certa Pro Painters are wanting to come out to your house and do a bang-up job like they do for everybody here in the Kansas City area, right? They are so good at what they do. And the cool thing about Certa Pro Painters is that they're all locally owned companies right here in Kansas City. Everybody that you deal with at Certa Pro Painters is a local, and that makes things so much better because we like doing business with people that we know that are part of our community, and Certa Pro Painters are one of the great corporate citizens that we have here in Kansas City. So you're looking around at your house and you're thinking to yourself, man, the paint's starting to peel on the outside. Maybe the storm came through last night, ripped some paint off your house, or maybe the inside of your house just isn't the colors that you wanted anymore. Certa Pro Painters can help you get the paint job that you want. Whether it's the inside or the outside of your home, Certa Pro Painters will get the job done right, and they'll do it at a great price. They'll get you that great estimate. They'll have great communication throughout the entire process, and they're going to provide you reliable daily updates so you know where everything is every single step of the way. So schedule your free estimate now at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each Certa Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated. It's Certa Pro.
As you prepare for your Memorial Day gathering, be sure to visit your local grocery store for Gates sauces and seasonings. Both are great on meats, fish, chicken, broccoli, spinach, hot buttered popcorn, and as a topping for your dips, or sprinkle Gates seasoning on chips and nuts for that extra flavor pop. Also, be sure to pick up a Gates party tray for celebration at the station. However you plan to celebrate, be sure to head to Gates Barbecue this Memorial Day. Gates Barbecue. Thanks with love. At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. If you have breast, head and neck, or brain cancer, proton therapy may be a better treatment than conventional radiation. Don't wait. Get your second opinion at Kansas City Proton Institute. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced proton therapy team. Learn more at kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute, where you see the best in KC.
By now, you've heard that Booth Creek Wagyu steaks and beef are the best tasting, most flavorful cuts you've ever had. And if you don't believe us, try it for free. Try Booth Creek Wagyu anytime at 95th and Knoll or 135th and Metcalf. Stop by our store and we'll prepare a free mouth-watering sample of your selected choice cut. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef. We know you'll love it as much as we do. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid at Rob Seid Ford. Rob, I smell a grill. What's cooking?
Kevin, the grills are fired up, and so are the deals. Right now at Rob Seid Ford, it's the Ford Employee Pricing Sales Event with the best deals we've had in the past 12 months.
Now that's saying something. What are we talking?
Employee pricing on virtually every new Ford on our lot, plus even more dealer discounts on top.
So how hot do these deals get?
Up to $17,500 off brand new F-150s at Rob Seid Ford, plus huge savings on Expedition, Explorer, Bronco Sport, Bronco, and more.
Wow, that's 5 alarm hot.
Exactly, and unlike Kevin's Burgers, these deals are coming out juicy.
All right, I walked into that one.
Shop Rob Seid Ford, Kansas City's top-rated Ford store on Google. 4.8 stars and nearly 3,500 reviews.
Rob Seid Ford, 135th and State Line, or robsite.com.
Buy right, Rob Seid.
At Busey, banking is about more than numbers. It's about relationships. For over 150 years, we've been helping individuals, families, and businesses reach their goals with personalized service and local decision-making. Whether you're opening your first account or planning your next big move, we're here with the tools and support to help you move forward with confidence. Busey Bank, your partner for life's moments, both big and small. Member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Spring is here, and if you're still feeling exhausted with no energy and no sex drive, it may be time to head to Lotse Center. 1 in 4 men has low testosterone, and at the Lotse Center, you can book your free testosterone test to see if you qualify for TRT customized to your body by expert providers. Choose self-pay or insurance. You can even have your treatment shipped to your door. Lotse Center has got some of the highest quality testosterone, and the providers tailor it to you so you know it's effective. Put the spring back in your step. Head to LotseCenter.com. That's LotseCenter.com and book your TRT appointment today.
Royals coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. Forward and back, RENNER.
Almost Andy Reid here. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, and Renner Garage Door is giving back. 5% of sales go to Authentic Life Foundation, and you get 5% off your project. Visit RennerDoor.com.
RENNER, RENNER.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Missouri side, 435 southbound, bogs down at Front Street, stays pretty heavy for about a mile down to an accident blocking at least one lane of traffic. Otherwise, things move pretty well around town despite the conditions. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Tuesday morning, 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty with you. Mac Morey in for Dusty this week. Dusty should be back later on in the week.
Men's wieners.
We're getting to that point of the season, Mac, where the Royals are quickly becoming irrelevant.
I mean, it is a travesty what we are watching right now.
It really is. It really is a travesty.
So sad.
Yep. It's sad. It's upsetting. I texted you last night. I don't know that I've seen more venom from Royals fans than I have in the first 50 games or so this season. And I will say everything is fully 100% deserved. I've not heard anything that has crossed the line from the fans. Now, there is some stuff on the text line, and I'm sure Vern gets some calls as well about that. But the complaints that the fans have are absolutely 100% justified. And the complaints that the fans have, quite frankly, Mac, I'm tired of quote-unquote baseball people trying to minimize the way that fans feel about this baseball team. This baseball team is underachieving. This front office right now is a failure. This manager right now is a failure. This ownership right now is a failure. They are 8 games under 500. They are 6.5 back. They've won 1 game in the last week. They're not inspiring at all, and they are officially now wasting Bobby Witt Jr., who you said last night did something pretty spectacular.
Well, yeah, last night he passed Carlos Beltran in overall Royals all-time WAR, wins above replacement.
Right.
And he did it in over 100 less games. Carlos Beltran, obviously one of the best Royals that a lot of people have seen. Yeah, incredible talent. And Bobby Witt's surpassing him at like a pretty record speed. Like he's a good amount better than Carlos Beltran.
Who's a Hall of Famer,
Who's a Hall of Famer. And Bobby Witt's like a good amount, like marginally better than him. And this team sucks.
Mm-hmm. This team is wasting Bobby Witt Jr. It's going to come to a point. Yeah, in his prime. That's the other thing. In his prime right now. What a waste. I mean, could you imagine if the Chiefs wasted Patrick Mahomes like the Royals are wasting Bobby Witt Jr.?
Well, we saw what 1 year. And listen, I mean, they went to work, right? With the little resources, the little bit of cap space that they had, they were able to, and we've talked about it, I mean, Brett Veach went to the grocery store with $15, and it felt like he came back with enough food for a pot roast and leftovers and sides. And
do you remember that old Food Network show where they had like cooks in the parking lot and they would give them cash to go in and try to prepare the best meal, right?
Veach would be fantastic.
Yeah,
at that.
Veach would be amazing at that.
Yes.
He went out there and he had a few dollars to spend this offseason, and they invested it all to the biggest position of need, and they got better at their weakest area. That's what they did this offseason. The Kansas City Royals did not do that. They have different players, but they didn't get better. They didn't go out there and improve their ball club. They didn't go out there and take that shot. They didn't go out there and be aggressive. And as we were sitting here watching all of this good pitching, Planet good pitching from back in the day, happen with the Royals for the last couple of years, now we're seeing Planet bad pitching. Seth Lugo is no longer very reliable. Chris Bubich has an elbow injury. He's on the disabled list right now. The guy from St. Joe, Noah Cameron, has not been great. Cole Reagans is on the disabled list right now. You're going with a bullpen game today. Maybe Michael Wacha is the only guy now that you can rely on in your rotation. So your rotation stinks.
I'll give half a I can't rely on him, but Kolek has looked really good.
Kolek has looked good.
Yes.
But again, rely on, I don't know.
No.
What do the analytics tell you? Should he face righties?
My analytics are cues.
Yeah, well, the ones that they're using, and we'll get into that nonsense in a minute, because it's nonsense. It really is nonsensical nonsense what's going on out there. And like I said, I'm over baseball people trying to tell us and trying to minimize the way that we feel that this is going to be okay. This is a flat-out dumpster fire. And the reason it's a dumpster fire is because they didn't do what was necessary to make their team better and to surround their best player with those good players that can help get him over the hump. Yes, Salvi and Vinny are struggling, and they were a combined 0 for 7 last night, and they're some of the worst run producers in all of Major League Baseball. Yet the manager still puts them in the 3 and 4 hole in the lineup. Jack Caglione continues to hit, continues to make good contact.
Yep.
There's a lefty, I'm sure, pitching today. He will be on the bench. He will not be in the lineup because that is ass backwards thinking. And that's what the Royals' plan is right now. It is backwards. Last night, in a game that you weren't going to win against one of the great closers of all time, you didn't let Carter Jensen go up there and take an at-bat. You didn't give him the opportunity to see what he could do against one of the game's great closers. You pinched hit Marte, who promptly struck out. You gained nothing from doing that. Trying to play the short-term game is crushing this organization from a long-term development. We've arrived, we can be here for a long time standpoint. They are approaching this thing completely and utterly wrong. It is a travesty of what's going on at Kauffman Stadium, and it is a bigger travesty that we are wasting Bobby Witt's career. They stink out loud at everything right now, other than Bobby Witt Jr. And they need to have somebody fired. And here's who it should be. You're not firing Q. You're not firing the front office at this point in time. At the end of the season, we may have to have a different conversation. But at this point in time, you don't do it. As Vern says, there's not a lot of value in the manager. But you need to send a message to this organization and to this clubhouse that this is not going to be tolerated anymore, okay? This stinks. This is not acceptable. This is not what Royals fans signed up for. This is not what we were told we were supposed to expect this year. This is a bill of goods that is being sold by, like, that medicine man who peddled his way around and ended up in Oz. The Royals are trying to sell us like this weight loss elixir, and it is not. It is a fraudulent product, and that's what the Royals are right now, a fraudulent product. And so they need to make a change, and it needs to be Vance Wilson. That guy needs to be fired today. And I thought this on Monday morning. We didn't get to it. He should have been fired after the weekend series. You have to fire somebody to say that this is not going to be tolerated. And the reason I chose Vance Wilson, it's not because he erroneously sent Michael Massey yesterday with 1 out, gets gunned down at the plate with the top of the order coming up. Literally the only 2 guys that, now I know it's been a little bit of a rough go lately for Garcia, but have a guy on third with 1 out and have Garcia and Witt coming up, odds are you're probably going to score a run. And he sent that gentleman, and he got gunned down at the plate. What the hell is that guy doing at third base? What a terrible move by Vance Wilson to do something like that. That was a dumb play. You got to know who's coming up. No game awareness. No in-game feel for this organization whatsoever. So I did a deep dive on who this Vance Wilson guy is, right?
Real quick, Royals, you should feel ashamed of yourself in the fact that Bob's now doing deep dives on the third base coach. This is when you know it's bad.
Yeah.
Continue.
I went to my therapist again,
okay.
right? Casey Royale.
Casey, yep.
I said, because I go, what does this Vance Wilson guy do, right? And they say Vance Wilson is the third base coach and the Major League field coordinator for the Royals. I didn't know that. I feel like this is a Connor Embry segment, right? We've got non-qualified people doing jobs. in these organizations. Vance Wilson, job as the Major League field coordinator, because I said to Casey Royale, the hell's a Major League field coordinator? What does that person do? You ready for what my therapist, Casey Royale, told me?
Yeah.
In modern baseball, the title of field coordinator is essentially the front office's way of saying a guy is the chief operations officer of the daily on-field product. When a guy has that dual title like Vance Wilson does, he's wearing two completely different hats. His public job, coaching third, and his hidden job, running the daily logistics of the entire coaching staff and roster behind the scenes. He's doing a really terrible job of that. Yeah. The architect of daily practice schedules. If you walk into Kauffman Stadium at 1 p.m. for a 7:10 first pitch, the schedule taped to the clubhouse wall dictating exactly where every player and coach needs to be at every given minute was built by Wilson. He coordinates the timing for infield, outfield work, batting practice group, bullpen sessions, defensive shifts. He ensures that if Matt Quatraro and the front office want to emphasize a specific situational drill that day, the logistics are mapped out. He's a bridge to the minor leagues. He runs spring training. In short, the manager sets the vision and handles the clubhouse culture. The bench coach handles immediate in-game tactics, and the field coordinator manages the actual physical execution of the daily baseball operations. It's the ultimate glue guy position. He's not doing that job.
Is anyone? Yeah, no one's doing. Yeah, that I don't see that job getting done.
I don't see that job getting done at all. It also says he acts as a crucial bridge between Matt Quatraro's analytical game plans and the actual guys on the field. That guy's not doing anything. So that guy needs to be fired. And a message needs to be sent that this organization is no longer going to tolerate what's going on. Because every day that goes by is one less day that we have Bobby Witt. And one more day that we watch his career go down the drain. And one more day we get disappointed because they're not doing enough to surround Bobby Witt with the right talent that is out there. And again, pinch hitting Marte for Jensen last night, brutal move by Matt Quatraro. One of the worst moves I think I've seen. Let the kid go up there and take his licks, man.
He's not going to do it.
That he's never going to get better.
Exactly, and he's not going to do it.
And that's why this team is never going to be good, Matt.
No, it's why we're going to stay in the same exact spot.
Right.
It's insanity. It is literally quite the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Right.
You're 8 or 9 games now under 500. You're in last place in your division. You are one of the worst teams in baseball. You're the worst road team in baseball. Change something. Do something.
That's
Figure
exactly
it out.
Right.
Anything. Switch it up. If the Chiefs weren't successful as a passing team, you know what they'd do? They'd become a running team.
Mm-hmm.
They'd figure it out. If they weren't successful at being fast down the field, they'd go slow. They would change something. They have. We've seen them do it.
Yeah.
Change the coaching staff, whatever. Yeah, the Royals, at this point, you are Mayday button. You have to do something. Not only for the fans, but for this team. For the clubhouse.
For the clubhouse, yeah.
For the players.
Right.
What are we talked about, Vern talked about this offseason. This season is the standard.
Right.
This was supposed to be the standard. Well, it's time for the team to set a precedent inside that clubhouse at what is okay and what's not okay in this organization. What is the standard inside that organization? Because it's clearly not what it was for the fan base out here in Kansas City.
And look, man, we're talking about what the fan base is feeling right now, and that's how I feel. I feel like all of you. We've been bamboozled. We've been hoodwinked with this organization. And people don't like that. People had the expectation this year, and this team not living up to the expectations. They're not even playing an interesting baseball. They're not playing exciting baseball. They're not playing fun baseball. They're not playing entertaining baseball. They're doing nothing right now that motivates fans to be excited about this product. And that's a shame. Because, again, we have arguably the best player in baseball just wasting away. Not in Margaritaville, in Kaufmanville.
No, exactly.
I want to read a quote from Matt Quatraro from last night. Talking about Salvi and Vinny. There's got to be a certain level of trust in your players. Okay. You're trusting two guys last night that went 0 for 7. Two of the statistically worst players when it comes to hitting with runners in scoring position this year. And you're still batting them at 3 and 4. Yet, you've got Carter and Kaggs, who are producing this year, becoming part-time players and then getting pinch hit for in the ninth inning in a big moment. How can you say you've got to have a certain level of trust in your players, but then your actions do not back up your words? Because if you really believe that you've got to have trust in the players, as Quatrero said, then you let Carter Jensen hit in that situation, and you show him by your actions, I believe in you. Because here we are again now. Carter Jensen, ninth inning, opportunity to go up there against one of the best closers in baseball. And now he's looking over his shoulder. Do you think Carter Jensen is ever now going to be ready to hit in a big moment? The answer is no. Because the manager and this major league coordinator, Wilson, are not allowing this guy to go out there and have these moments.
To learn.
And so if there's a bigger moment later in the season, and it's a situation like this, Carter Jensen's never going to be in the right mindset to think that I'm going to get that opportunity. So he's going to check out. It's human nature. It's what we do. Oh, the ninth thing is going to, I'm sure that Marte guy's going to hit for me. Then he's not mentally ready. Then you put him in that situation. Then he's not mentally ready because all season long, your actions have said, you're not going to give me a chance in these situations. You're not going to give me a chance when it matters. So when I know these situations are going to matter, I know I'm not going to be involved in them. And subconsciously, I check out. We all do that, right? You've been at meetings at work. If you know it doesn't involve you, it dissipates.
Yep.
You're not paying much attention. You've checked out and you're on to the next.
Your own world, yep.
You're on to the next. So how can you sit there and say you have to trust Vinny and Sal, but you're not trusting Carter and Kaggs? Because, yes, body of work, career-wise, sure, I understand that, and it makes a lot of sense. But we're not playing in 2015. We're not playing in 24. We're not playing in 22. We're playing today.
Yes.
And today, the numbers, the performance, all of that says Vinny and Salvi are struggling big time.
Big time.
Big time. It's okay to give Vinny a day off. It's okay to say, hey, dude, it's okay. Take a day off. Check yourself a little bit. Don't worry about it. We got you today. You need that mental break. How are we not seeing a mental break for Vinny Pasquantino at this point in time? I feel so bad for Vinny because the way I feel about Carter and Kaggs being in the lineup and wanting them in the lineup, I want so bad for Vinny to have a day off. Because for his mental side of things, he needs it. That guy is struggling so much right now. And I want to give him a big hug and tell him, take a day off, big guy.
It's going to be fine.
It's
Take a
okay.
breath.
And so while you're trying to protect Carter and Kaggs by not giving them at-bats, you're destroying Vinny Pasquantino by putting him out there every single day. There's no direction right now. This organization has the direction of a broken compass. It is... This applies to this guy, but it doesn't apply to this guy. This applies to this guy, it doesn't apply to this guy. Applies to this guy, but not to this guy but not that. Like, they are all over the place. There is no set pattern. There is no structure. There is nothing that tells us this is what we're doing and we're moving forward. When Ned was managing this team, like him or not, he played everybody every single day. You knew what he was doing. He was getting those guys ready. This is wheel of lineups. They're literally spinning the wheel, and however it ends up, that's what they're slapping up there. Except for 3 and 4. That stays good, even though those two guys can't hit out of a wet paper bag right now.
It's not even random, though. It's not a wheel. It's like a chart. And on the top of the chart, it says dumb lineups. And that's what it is. And it's like, oh, lefty, ninth, Carter, boom. What do I do? Marte. Like, it's a chart. It's not even a wheel. It's and it's a chart that we have now known that doesn't make sense. You know you're not a World Series club. You're not a playoff ball club. So why aren't we building for the future, for the longevity of this team? Sal is not in the longevity of this ball club.
Right.
Vinny Pasquantino, as you mentioned, you are handing him a shovel and say, hey, man, dig your own grave.
Right.
Literally. All your confidence, wash it away, brother. Keep going. Keep digging.
You have no confidence in the guys that are producing and an overwhelming too much confidence in two guys who aren't producing. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to continue to say this because I think this is the way that Royals fans are feeling right now, Mac. Make it make sense.
Yes.
Because it doesn't. No matter what they do, it's wrong, and it doesn't make sense. And I don't know how you get out of this right now because the whole organizational philosophy, in my opinion, stinks.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said that for years. I hate analytic baseball. I don't think Kansas City as a fan base likes analytic baseball at all. I don't think you're giving your fan base the product they want. You're giving them a baseball product that isn't the baseball product they enjoy. You're giving them, I don't know what this is. I really don't. It's just not an enjoyable product at this point in time.
This is, we're watching like an AI.
Yeah.
We're watching like an AI baseball team. This is what it feels like. Some like Excel AI, morphed together and created some like
Google spreadsheets.
But like it's like an elementary version. Like they only got like the first update. They didn't get the next. They just stopped updating the version, and now we've just got like the elementary AI baseball strategy booklet. That's what we're dealing with, and it's just. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much longer everyone can deal with this right now. I mean, they're obviously the city's out, and at one point, I think you brought it up yesterday, or maybe Vern did in his show. At some point, you've got to decide. Okay, are we playing for this year? Are we playing for the future?
Well, I don't think they know the answer to that question, Mac.
They obviously don't, and everyone else does in the city. We've all decided.
Right.
It's pretty evident.
It's over.
It's pretty evident. Let's play for the future. And hey, guess what? If it's a bonus, this team starts winning some games, makes a run, and all of a sudden they're maybe in conversation for a wild card in 100 games, awesome, because Kaggs and Carter are a part of it.
Right.
Great. Awesome. If we were 10 games under 500 and Kaggs and Carter were playing every day, I think the city would enjoy it more.
I think so, too. You'd see, all right, at least the young guys are doing something. They're giving
Figuring
them an opportunity.
it out. We're seeing them
learning
develop.
on the way. It's going to be great for next year, all that kind of stuff. You can't – I mean, you're not even developing your prospects, your players, whoever, for next year.
This team isn't signing anyone big in the offseason.
I mean, they're going to have to. They're going to have major problems in their rotation.
They're probably not going to.
I know, but I'm telling you, you're going to waste another year of Bobby. Oh, by the way, you're getting ready to move into a new stadium,
exactly,
too.
Yeah. No, we just had that text.
How are you going to sell this product by moving into a new ball club or a new ballpark? Because if you don't play good baseball going into this new ballpark, nobody's going to care. They'll go for the ballpark, but you're not going to keep them around.
Yeah, 913 says, can't wait for the new stadium. Should look great on TV.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way fans feel right now. Fans are out. Fans are 100% checked out, and I'm 100% with them. I do not blame them at all. This year, we've partnered with KCUC, who's donating $50 to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for every home run the boys in blue hit this season. 1 in 8 men will face prostate cancer. Early detection saves lives. At KCUC, Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced neurology team, you see the best in KC. Scheduled today at kcuc.com. Coming up here on 96.5 The Fan, we'll do our Tough Tuesdays, and we'll talk a little bit about a quarterback who has got the Rodney Dangerfield treatment going on. He's getting no respect. We'll tell you who it is next.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Tune in to hear Royals insider Josh Vernier every Monday at 8:20
Professor Vernier sitting up here, bloviating.
on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, folks, I'll tell you what, performance matters, and it really matters in those intimate moments. The truth is, most men don't want to live with having erectile dysfunction anymore, and you may be surprised how the right treatment can improve your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, they deliver advanced medical science and proven therapies to treat erectile dysfunction. And Heartland Men's Health uses advanced medical science to empower male performance with therapies that go far beyond the pills. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. And some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is ready for you. So call them today and find out why their advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is $99, includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and you know baseball is underway. I know it. You know it. I've seen all your gorgeous pictures, and you know I'm referencing Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. They're smooth, and they're refreshing and perfectly made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy with 0 troubles. It's not a seltzer. It's Surfside. Proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Must be 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I was just at Staples. They're having a huge 40th anniversary sale.
40 years. Note to self, send flowers.
Up to 50% off. Save on chairs, paper, balloons, and more.
Balloons?
Yeah, Party City is now at Staples.
Surprise!
But the anniversary sale is only 2 weeks, so...
Quick, celebrate 40 years of savings at Staples with up to 50% off. Shop chairs, paper, break room supplies, and more. 2 weeks only in 523.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
You know that Chick-fil-A sells more than chicken, right?
Hello, my name is Jaleesa, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is how it's all of my favorite breakfast items in one good bite. That fluffy egg, that melty cheese with that perfectly grilled sausage. It just gives you that warmth, that comfort food that you love. It is the best possible option for a classic breakfast.
Comfort is calling. Order a Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. Outside faucets are annoying. They are finicky, sometimes even when you disconnect the hose, they freeze, or they hobble along all summer and then finally break. We are currently running our outside faucet replacement special of $399 with access. This is a pretty good deal. If you haven't used us yet, we would love to win you over. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
Replacing your HVAC doesn't have to be an emergency. Plan now, pay less later. For a limited time, take advantage of an HVAC replacement with financing starting as low as $149 a month. More options, better timing, and less stress for your home.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. On the Missouri side, 70 westbound, a little heavy around Noland, and slow from Manchester Traffic Way to 31st Street. Eastbound lanes quite heavy past Truman over to 23rd with construction. Replacing your HVAC doesn't have to be an emergency. Plan now, pay less later. When you plan ahead, you get more options, better scheduling, and less stress. Schedule today at AnthonyPHCE.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
All right, we're rolling through what we like to call Tuesday here on 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty with you. Dusty will be back this week later on. Mac Morey in today as well. Good morning, Mac. It's nice to see you survive the storm.
Yes, you as well. Hope everyone else stayed safe.
Thank you very much. Thank you very little.
Continues to do so on their way to work. Gloomy Tuesday morning.
Yeah, well, it sums up everybody's feelings about the baseball team in this town, and there's not one person that is a fan of this team right now that is happy, and I don't want to hear that it's going to get better and all this nonsensical nonsense that we've heard over the years, because it's not. I'm not here for that anymore. I'm done with that.
We're not stupid.
Yeah, exactly. These are grown adults. You're not producing. Do better. I mean, that's just like it is on every job. You got a text earlier that you wanted to read about how this team compares kind of to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, basically, this is this version of the Royals is basically Todd Haley and Scott Pioli.
Yeah, we're
watching.
Yeah,
right now.
And that's a really good comparison right there, right? That's a really good comp for what we're experiencing right now. The Royals are in their Pioli era, to steal a Taylor Swift line, right? The Royals are in their Scott Pioli era right now, and they're in their Todd Haley era right now. And I don't know if they're going to find a way to get out of it, but that's a great text, because I think you ask fans right now, Mac, around what kind of trust do you have in J.J. Piccolo right now?
Well, I mean, none.
That's the right answer.
The additions this year were what? Lane Thomas, Marte. I mean,
nothing.
heard of him.
Nothing.
They haven't done much.
Nothing. In 2 years, they really haven't done anything. They have failed to fix the outfield. They have failed to fix second base. And now your starting pitching has come crashing down, and your bullpen has been a mess. You got a lot of problems on this team right now. And you got a great superstar that's going to ask to be traded. I would.
Yeah, of course.
There's no future here right now.
25 years old, the way he's playing.
Right.
Yeah, you want to contend for MVPs. You want to contend for World Series. This is an all-time player, all-time talent we're talking about that should be an all-time list.
This is like what I'm watching right now is Mike Trout 2.0.
Yep.
And if you're Bobby Witt Jr., you do not let it become Mike Trout 2.0. You bounce.
See ya.
You say, I'm done. I'm opting out. I'll see you later. Thank you for the $350 million. But it's time to go play for an organization that is trying to surround me with talent. And this organization is not surrounded Bobby Witt Jr. with talent at all. Listen all week to Fescoe and Dusty at 9:20 for Name the Country to qualify for $500 to Hy-Vee. We qualified our first person yesterday. Somebody will qualify every day this week. That makes 5 qualifiers. Then on Friday, we'll draw from one of those 5 qualifiers, and the winner will get a $500 Hy-Vee gift card for their summer watch parties. So be ready for that. We're going to play Name the Country coming up at 9:20 this morning here on 96.5 The Fan. You were big mad yesterday. I say big mad yesterday because your guy down in Tennessee is getting disrespected at a new level. I forgot, and I told you this that day, that Cam Ward was the number 1 draft pick, because as soon as he went number 1 overall, everybody immediately pivoted to that number 2 pick,
Travis
right?
Hunter,
Travis Hunter, and nobody talked about Cam Ward. And here we are, 13 months after that draft. He had his first season. I like some of the things that he did down there in Tennessee. I like the fact that he didn't care and said what was on his mind at times, too. Loved his dad and mom in the crowd. That was awesome type stuff. But other than that, this guy's not getting a lot of love down there in Tennessee. I think he's kind of a sneaky good quarterback right now,
I think he's really talented, and I think with Carnell Tate, and they got a rookie that a lot of people don't know about from last year, Alec Ayamanor, who was really good as a wide receiver last year, so they'll add him with Carnell Tate. Of course, we know that they've got Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard over there. Like, they're building something. The offensive line obviously needs to take a step up, but I just love Cam Ward's talent. I think he's freaking awesome. I think he's going to grow big time this year. I think he's got everything as far as in between the ears, his mental, his attitude. I think he is a stud, and I think he'll bring the Titans winning football. And I don't know if that'll come this year. Obviously, a new coach. We'll see how solid
division all of a sudden. A division that's the Spiro Didi's division, Mac, has now all of a sudden turned into it's a pretty damn good division. I mean, you could say, if you're ranking the quarterbacks in that division, the Colts are last.
You got Texans, 100%, absolutely. Trevor Lawrence, Cam Ward, and C.J. Stroud. I would put Daniel Jones last, in my opinion. And I think that a lot of people would probably disagree, and that's okay. It'd be a hot take, but that is, as far as future up and coming, that division's right there with the best of them. And now Cam Ward, his second season here starting, second season in the league, not slated for a primetime game. It would be the first number 1 overall pick at quarterback to not have a primetime football game in his first 2 seasons since Vinny Testaverde.
Well, that was Tampa back in the day, and they stunk out loud, and there weren't a lot of primetime games back then.
Thank you. There were less than 15 primetime games. We have now over 30 primetime games. We have enough of them. Every team is getting at least one. Not every team. There's a few that didn't.
Right.
And that's okay. Not every team should get one. But you've got the number 1 overall pick. They've got our new coach. I mean, shoot, they play the Jets week 1. I mean, you could have made that. All right, let's give both these bad teams a week 1 primetime game. There's at least a narrative. Cam Ward, we can sell a couple of things. Carnell Tate. The new look Jets trying to get an interception with Garrett Wilson on the offense. I mean, there's stuff. There's stars there. Like,
you got to have something for the noon slot, though. You can't really take all the games away from noon, Mac.
Exactly. Yeah, just 2 4:05 games for the Titans. Not even a primetime afternoon slot. I just like, come on, Cam Ward. That's a tough Tuesday for him.
Well, you're not the only one, though. I mean, this is interesting that you sent this topic, and later on that day, a guy who is, I think you could say, a pretty good voice when it comes to football. Chris Long does a really nice job, played the game, right? He said this. He has, I think Cam Ward's going to be one of the most popular NFL players by the end of his second year because I think he's got it, Long said. I love the dude. He's such an effing adult dude. He's such an adult, but he's still interesting, and he still has a howitzer for an arm. He was saying that in relation to the show The Quarterback. And he thinks the quarterback is going to put Cam Ward out there in a light where everybody falls in love with him. And then all of a sudden he's got that fan base built in because, as we said last year, as soon as he was picked number 1, the conversation was not about him, and it never circled back to Cam Ward being the number 1 pick in that draft. It was almost an unknown pick, really. And you see that, and you see it happen, and you see it play out, and nobody's talking about the guy. They forgot about Cam Ward. But he can change all that. You go have a good start to the season, they'll flex you into prime time.
Absolutely.
They will absolutely flex you into prime time and have no problem moving the Raiders or the Patriots or the Jets or somebody else out of prime time. Well, I know none of those teams are in except the Patriots.
Yeah, but a good point from Chris Long with that Netflix quarterback thing as well. That could absolutely.
Look what it did for Kirk Cousins.
Huge for Kirk Cousins. My fiance is in love with Kirk Cousins now. She doesn't watch football or even know who he's playing. I told her that he was playing for the Raiders, so she is excited about that. But I told her you can't root for him if they're playing the Chiefs.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, that turns
did
you
a lot.
around.
Absolutely. Jared Goff, it was good for.
It was great for Goff.
I mean, Joe Burrow, I don't know if it was good for it. We learned a lot about Joe Burrow, and I felt like when he was in the quarterback. So, no, it'll shed some light on that he's a badass. And I really do think he is. He's got great quotes. He's got a great arm, and he wants to. We all love an underdog story.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all love it here in the United States. We love that, and that's what the Titans are right now. And then they've got a hero. They've got someone trying to build them back up.
It'll be fun. That's kind of a sneaky little team to watch this year to see what exactly that they can do. My Tough Tuesday, we'll get into that coming up because there's 2 of them that really had a bad Tuesday yesterday, and there's something that is imperative as to why the Chiefs need to get off to a good start. We'll tell you why next.
This is Fescoe and Dusty.
Brett Veach has the most underrated chest I've ever seen.
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control made my lawn look awesome, and they can do the same for you. Days like this where it's raining, I love because that means more free water for my beautiful lawn from Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. And when they came out to our house about 14 months ago, they looked at our lawn, they laughed and laughed and laughed. And I said, are you done laughing? And they go, not yet, but yes, we're done, and we'll fix this lawn. And they did. In months, it looked beautiful. It's awesome right now. I love our front yard. I love our backyard. I love everything about it because the folks over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control did a job that nobody could do. They took a bad lawn and made it amazing, and I love them for it. And now we've got the mosquito dome over our house because it is the beginning of that spring and summer season where you love to spend that time outside. And if you have pets, get the mosquito dome because what it's going to do, it's going to eliminate all those ticks and fleas, the mosquitoes. You can sit outside and have a nice day, and your dog can be outside and have a great day as well. And, of course, Aspen has all college-educated professionals that know everything about the climate and the terrain right here in Kansas City. They're going to give you a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
As a paramedic, do you recommend seatbelts?
I'm definitely an advocate for seatbelts.
Why?
When you're in a wreck, the seatbelt immediately will lock you in place and hold you exactly where you are. And if the vehicle rolls, spins, or just sustains a lot of force, you're going to stay right where you are, protected and cushioned. That's how they're designed.
But it's my choice if I wear one. You can't make me.
It's your decision, but you're going to see me if you decide to not wear your seatbelt, and it might not be a good situation for you.
Always buckle up. A message from the Kansas Department of Transportation and your local law enforcement community.
Memorial Day's almost here, and I've got a better plan than sweating in the kitchen or over the grill. I'm letting Hy-Vee handle all of the food. I'm ordering my party trays right through the Hy-Vee app. Whether I want custom builds or their huge grab-and-go selection like charcuterie, wings, seafood, sandwiches, or smoked meat, it's all there. A quick stop at their massive wine and spirits department, and I'm done. One convenient stop for the perfect party. So this Memorial Day, let Hy-Vee handle everything, from the food to the beverages, only at Hy-Vee.
If the high cost of filling up is weighing you down, lighten your load this Memorial Day at Hy-Vee. Save 25 cents per gallon on fuel with every $35 purchase. Stock up on groceries and stack up the fuel savings. Earn 25 cents per gallon with your $35 purchase, 50 cents per gallon with a $70 purchase, and so on. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss the Memorial Day Fuel Saver event Monday, May 25th, only at Hy-Vee.
Hey, it's Rob Brennan. We hope you're enjoying Beyond the Pitch KC, a podcast on how Kansas City landed the world's biggest sporting event. It's presented by Commerce Bank. Visit commercebank.com/soccer26. New episodes released every Wednesday on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're looking for a new job and to work for a great local company, Gann Asphalt and Concrete is hiring. Top pay in the industry, health, vision, dental insurance, paid time off, and advancement opportunities. Check them out at GannAsphalt.com. One contractor, all things parking lot.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Looking for dependable HVAC equipment that gets the job done? Check out Oxbox at the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Straightforward solutions built for real-world installs. Plus, enjoy food, giveaways, and 30-plus vendors. Hosted by Kansas City Win Nelson. See you there.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
East side 70 westbound slows from Manchester traffic way over past 31st Street. Eastbound lanes, though, very slow. You hit delays at Prospect, and it's off again, on again, crawling out past 23rd with construction. Through the Grandview Triangle, things starting to slow. 49 northbound ramp to 470 westbound. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Range Bait with Dusty Likens is now up on the Fan's YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter channels. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
There's a meme going around with Shoeless Joe Jackson from Field of Dreams, and he says, "Hey, is this hell?" And somebody said, and it's cute, it says, "No, this is Royals baseball." I mean, that's the way the fans are feeling right now, guys. BDL stinky. I'm here to let the fans feel exactly how they feel, because I feel the exact same way, and I'm not going to sit here and tell them that they shouldn't feel this way. I hate when people do that. I hate when people come on and go, "You shouldn't feel this way. You shouldn't." No, I do feel this way. I was sold a bill of goods, and I'm pissed. And so is the fan base. They're mad. They're angry. They're rightfully angry, too. And you're not going to get them back. It's going to be hard. You know, we were talking at the end of last week about, you know, the Royals only being like 5th best in baseball in attendance. And they're in the category with the Marlins, the Rays, the Pirates, and the A's, who only have a 12,000-seat stadium, right? And so the Royals were like 5th best or 5th worst in attendance. We said, why? And like me, May is a very busy month. We just don't have time to do anything other than our jobs and the stuff with the kids, right? May is a very, very busy month. And so a lot of people came in on the text line and said, May, right, as to why they haven't been able to get out to the ballpark yet. Well, by the time May comes, the club is not going to be a relevant ball club, and then nobody's going to go out there. Because if you're not playing good, inspiring baseball, nobody's going to go sit out there and watch that. There's nothing worse than watching bad baseball. And right now, this is bad, uninspiring baseball that the Royals are playing, and your fan base is like, I'm just not going to deal with this. There's too much other stuff going on in this world. I do not have to do that. And that's where I go with my Tough Tuesday. Chris Bubich makes my list for Tough Tuesdays today, Mac, because elbow injury, he's shelved. I'll just say it. They're dropping like flies. We'll see Bubich when we see you. He doesn't think it's that big a deal, blah, blah, blah. He said a couple of weeks. We're talking now a couple of weeks. That's mid-June, early July. By the time a couple of weeks rolls by. And so by the time you heal up from this thing, go down to the minor leagues, you know how they are, do your rehab start, pull some plastic cord on a chain link fence, act like you're doing something, and, maybe we'll see Chris Bubich by the All-Star break. I don't know, but that's a tough Tuesday for him, man. Tough Tuesday for him.
Well, and you don't want to push it too hard.
Yeah,
honestly,
right?
You really don't. Like, if Chris Bubich is like even a little bit hurt, like with the way this team's playing, all right. Like, you need to be thinking about the future. Every decision now needs to be about, all right, 27.
Right.
How can we get, all right, who are our guys? Okay, Bobby, Michael, Vinny, Carter, Kaggs.
Right.
Let's get those guys as much opportunity as we can together, because that's our core five right now, as we know.
Right.
Everything else is up in the air.
Exactly. It absolutely is. There's no guarantee Salvy's back next season, right? There's no guarantees anybody other than Bobby, quite honestly, is back next season. If there's moves to be made this offseason and players to be traded this offseason, then you got to do it, because whatever's going on right now is not working, and there's no minor league system either. They're in the 20s when it comes to minor league systems, and they were just ranked by Baseball America. So there's no prospects on the horizon whatsoever except a 17-year-old pitcher, and at that point in time, that doesn't really help your ball club. There's no bats down there right now. There's nothing. It is an empty minor league system, and they've got to do a better job of trying to rebuild that, because there's no It's not like you could even call a Kaggs up this year. There's nobody to call up. Literally nobody to call up. Your Tough Tuesday goes to somebody on the NBA side of things, because last night, my God, if you didn't watch the NBA game like I didn't and missed the second overtime because you were already seeing the inside of your eyelids, you missed one hell of a game. Wemby was a phenomenal performer last night, 40 and 20 for him.
So good.
But I think the real story lies with, where's your MVP? You got to step up in big moments, huh?
It sucked. I mean, it's just, we've been talking about this series, two juggernauts playing against each other, and SGA was just nowhere to be found. 7 for 23, 2 for 7 from three-point land. He did get 24 points, 8 of 9 from the free throw line, and 4 of those free throws came in the fourth quarter. 12 assists was really his bright spot. He started to pass it more, especially in that overtime, double overtime. Find Caruso, because Caruso was the guy for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 8 for 14 from three-point land off the bench.
Right.
He was incredible. He was guarding Victor Wembanyama. He's a 6'7", 6'6" guard or forward, and he can just do everything. Caruso was their MVP. SGA minus 15, and he was missing bunnies. He was missing mid-range shots. Wembenyama in that Spurs defense was living rent-free in his head.
Yep.
And so he's got to get that out. All right, fine. You can have one bad game. You've got to come out at home, game 2, and show, all right, that was an anomaly. That's not happening again. We've got 6 more games, and I'm going to make sure we get to the finals again.
If he's a true MVP, he will absolutely do all of that. All right, the Chiefs' schedule right now, we've been kind of looking at it, dissecting it, dissecting it again, looking at it again, dissecting it again.
Yes.
And if this team doesn't get off to a good start, there's a chance that it may hurt them as the season moves along, because they're playing some pretty good teams towards the end of the season. A good start, a 5-0 start right now, 4-1 start. I'm looking at that, I'm going, that's almost imperative right now for this organization. They need to make hay in the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season.
I hate saying it's like a necessity, but really when you look at it and you start to kind of, as you said, dissect other team schedules, it goes, oh, okay, wow, it really magnifies the importance of the first 5 or 6 weeks for the Kansas City Chiefs, because you look at it here, just looking at we looked at projected strengths of schedules for the Chiefs. That's a better way to look at it than previous records.
Right.
Well, this is projected DVOA ranks of toughness of schedules, right? So this is going to take a team schedule, look at all the teams they face, and take those projected DVOAs for those teams, and then create, all right, how hard is this schedule, right? That's all it is. It's a more in-depth way to look at your strength of schedule. That's all it is. So for the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Bills, those are 3 teams that not only the Chiefs face are pretty important to their standings, 2 of which in their division, and the other ones, their rival. They go back and forth, and the Bills most of the time get the better of them in the regular season. The first half, Chargers, Broncos, and Bills, 1, 3, and 4 in the first half of the season as far as DVOA. Tough first half of schedules.
Right.
Let's talk about the second half. Chargers, Broncos, Bills, 17, 31, 23 as far as their second half. The Broncos stick out there, the second easiest schedule as far as DVOA is concerned in the second half of that schedule. The Chiefs play the Broncos twice in the first half.
Yeah.
Winning that first one in the first week of the season at home is huge.
Huge.
Because we know what the second half of the season is for the Chiefs. We've talked about it. It is murderer's row. It's Bills, it's Rams, it's Bengals all on the road. Then it's Patriots, then it's Niners, then it's Chargers.
Yeah.
That's 6 week stretch.
Don't forget the Raiders at the end.
And then the Raiders cap it off with a nice home ending to the schedule. But that 6 weeks is as tough as any team we'll see in the National Football League.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
And so you've got to, with those first 5 weeks, 2 of which being at home, and the 2 away games being the Dolphins and Raiders.
There's no excuses there.
Excuses.
No. If
early bye,
yeah.
too, you've got to get it.
If they don't come out of the gate at 3-1, 4-1, everybody's going to be pretty ticked off. We'll be talking about the Chiefs like we are with the Royals right now. Hey, you didn't upgrade the wide receivers enough, or whatever the case may be. Well, we'll see how it all plays out. But I have very much confidence in them that they will be fine. There's no reason other than last year's blip, which everybody's allowed a one-off, right? Everybody's allowed a blip on the radar screen.
Can't do AFC champ every year.
You can't. No, you just can't. It's almost impossible. But you had that one blip on the radar screen, and that's why I look at the Chiefs right now, and that's why I have the ultimate confidence in them, because I've seen them do it before. I've seen them do it 1,000 times. I've seen these guys do it for a decade straight, even more here in Kansas City. I watched Andy Reid do it for a decade and a half in Philadelphia too, right? This is a proven organization, and that's why I believe that they will be fine. And that's why the negative connotations, sometimes that people have about the Chiefs and they're upset about the 6-11 record, forget about it, man. It was a one-off. It was one mistake. It was a bad season that, as we've talked about, everything culminated to a head, from exhaustion to everybody's just tired. Everybody was just done. Everybody was ready, and they were ready to move on and kind of break this thing down and move forward, and they've done a marvelous job this offseason. The Chiefs have done such a great job this offseason. Now, it's got to translate on the field,
it's the
obviously.
Execution, it's the coaching.
Yeah, it becomes the execution. But, like, if you're Brett Veach, you just went out and you bought the best groceries possible, you filled the pantry, you gave the coach everything he needed, you go on vacation. Here you go, coach, I'm out.
Read, don't burn it.
Yeah,
Let's go.
The
Absolutely.
groceries are here. We've got all of the best stuff. We've got some of the best sous chefs in the world that we went out there and got. A sous chef that you trained for all these years, you're bringing them back home and all this kind of stuff. Like, they went out there, and this should be a Wolfgang Puck type of meal this year, because you have one of the greatest chefs / coaches in Andy Reid running this operation. And you got Patrick Mahomes, and you got Chatty O'Shea, and you got Steve Spagnuolo. Like, let's go, baby. We've got everything here in Kansas City. That's why a 6-11 season, you chalk it up to, S happens, right? S happens, and they'll be just fine for it. But getting a good jump on the beginning part of the schedule, I do agree with you. It is very imperative. All right, coming up here on 96.5 The Fan, I want your guys' help, all right? I want everybody's help in this text line. I want to read you a tweet, okay? And I want to get this going before we go to break, Max, so we can get some suggestions coming in and we can read them when we come back.
Yes.
This comes from Drizzy_Drew29 on X, okay? BBL Stinky. He says, my son has finals today. Imagine if his teachers held him out of numerous previous math tests and exams to make sure his confidence is high. That's what the Royals are choosing to do with Jack Caglione and Carter Jensen to a lesser degree. Make it make sense, like everybody's asking. Make it make sense. Give us your best Carter and Kaggs analogy like Drew did, okay? Give us your best Carter and Kaggs analogy like Drew did. Is it, you're going to go captain a ship and you've never been behind the vessel before because you've only been in the simulators because it was always good weather conditions, but it's raining out right now. How are you going to land a plane? Well, we're not going to land a plane in rain. We don't want somebody to do that. Rains a lot. How are you going to land this plane? You got to teach these people what to do. So come up with your best Carter Kaggs analogies as it relates to everyday life. We'll read the best of those, and we will do one word next.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're in pain this morning, my friends at QC Kinetics want you to call them as soon as you have that opportunity to get a free consultation on the books. And by pain, I mean joint pain, right? Elbow pain, back pain, knee pain, all of that joint pain that you get as you get older. Maybe you injured yourself playing sports. Maybe you've got arthritis setting in, but you're tired of that pain. You don't want to live with it anymore. And QC Kinetics can help you because their medical team and their long-lasting regenerative treatments for joint pain are helping people all over the country. And we're talking about real science. The treatments are natural. Your body already knows how to heal. At QC Kinetics, you finally get the right tools to heal. And we're healing without an operating room, without surgery, without downtime, without drugs. We're doing it all naturally. And they're helping patients all over the country with arthritis or injury in their knees, shoulders, hips, and lower back. And those patients now are moving again and doing everything that they love. So with QC Kinetics, getting back to the version of you that was the best is their goal. So call for that free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
By now, you've heard that Booth Creek Wagyu steaks and beef are the best tasting, most flavorful cuts you've ever had. And if you don't believe us, try it for free. Try Booth Creek Wagyu anytime at 95th and Knoll or 135th and Metcalf. Stop by our store and we'll prepare a free mouth-watering sample of your selected choice cut. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef. We know you'll love it as much as we do. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Well, I'll tell you, the outside of your home is important to look awesome. The inside of your home, it's important for it to look awesome. And if the inside or the outside of your home don't look awesome, then you need to call my friends at Serta Pro Painters and let them come out and make your house look awesome again. Sometimes the paint, fades, it chips, it peels, it just dissipates, and you need to paint the outside of your home. Serta Pro Painters will take care of you. The inside of your home, you want to be inside and you want to look at colors that you love or walls that are beautiful. Serta Pro Painters can help you with that as well. They're not just the service, they're local professionals with over 70,000 five-star reviews. From the detailed proposal to the final brushstroke, the entire process will be completely worry-free. So get professional painting at the right price. You need to schedule that free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C. It's CertaPro.com. And when you deal with the local professionals, you're going to get the job done right. They're going to be awesome, and you're going to love it. The inside, the outside, it doesn't matter. Serta Pro Painters are the way to go. And each Serta Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. It's Serta Pro.
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoff long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local and bet your same-game parlays. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook's the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a hospitality manager at a 5-star hotel.
So I just checked into room 318, but someone was in there.
Room 318. Oh, you were supposed to be booked in 813, which is now booked.
So what do we do?
How about rock, paper, scissors for who gets the bed?
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the 7th inning stretch of a televised baseball game,
We'll be back after this.
it's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate or BPH could be the cause, and Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Heading into downtown, 71 northbound, heavy from 22nd Street, eastbound 70, very heavy. You hit delays past Prospect, off again, on again, crawling down to about Van Brunt with construction. Westbound lanes also slowing from Manchester traffic way to 31st Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Is this your anthem, Mac, Skater Boy?
You know it. Oh, come on. Me and my Vans, my ripped jeans.
Yeah.
Back in high school.
Trying to impress the girl who wanted nothing to do with you. Now look at you now. Here you are, baby.
I got her.
Doing local AM, now FM radio. That'll impress the ladies. How do you do? AM radio. Thank you.
Works at the beginning. It sounds really cool.
Yes.
You know how it goes. Oh, wow. Radio?
Yeah, cool.
Oh, man, that must make a lot of money.
No. Oh, no. Oh, where's the next gentleman?
Exactly. Let me move on.
Yeah, we're going to move on because, you're not rich. I thought maybe you were, but he was the skater boy. He said, see you later, boy, which is what Bobby Wick going to do. He's going to be the skater boy here soon. Say, see you later if this thing continues going down the path that it's going down right now. So I asked you guys to have some funny ha-has if we could, if there's any funny ha-has out there, about kind of comparing Carter and Kaggs together as at Drizzy_Drew29 did on X, which I think is really cool. Drew Banks, he writes for Kings of Kaufman, and he says, my son had finals today. Imagine if his teachers held him out of numerous previous math tests and exams to make sure his confidence is high. That's what the Royals are choosing to do to Jack Caglione and Carter Jensen to a lesser degree. Make it make sense. And I think that's our phrase kind of going forward with the Royals. Make it make sense. Because it doesn't. It makes no sense what they're doing out there. Literally none. There's no sense to be made from what they're doing out there right now. And I think that's fair to have that take. I think it's fair to have that opinion. They've created the narrative that is surrounding their ball club right now. Fans are angry, as they should be. So if we have any funny ha-has of what we could do with that, make it make sense, and also that kind of analogy for Carter and Kaggs. I mean, what about like a heart surgeon? Are you not not letting that guy operate on maybe somebody who's, I don't know, 45 years old because he's just not ready to have that kind of heart? Or are you going to allow somebody to get that kind of opportunity so they know what to do when they're in those situations? We talked about the pilots of an airline. Are you going to allow pilots to land in rain? Or are you going to say, nah, we'd rather not have you do that. We're not going to teach you how to land in rain. You're only going to fly when the weather's nice. You can't do that because you're not preparing guys for the entire job. You know, are you going to a lawyer and you're saying, don't worry about that part of the class. You'll never have to worry about torts or something like that. Then all of a sudden you got to worry about torts, but my professor told me not to worry about it because it wasn't that big a deal and you'll never have to deal with it. And then when you get presented with it, you don't know how to deal with it. I just don't know how these guys are ever going to learn how to get better and how to learn from failure when we're not presenting them the opportunities in which to do so.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of good analogies from the text line. This one from the 913. When you learn how to make a PB&J, it's best and easiest with a knife, but we're going to use a spoon.
Yeah.
It also can work. It'll just take longer.
No, a fork.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Taking longer.
Yeah, it'll take longer. You're going to use a fork to do something like that, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, because we've got to get these guys in that lineup. And by not playing them and not giving them those experiences, we're not developing these people the right way.
I mean, you said it with the pilot thing. I mean, it is inevitably going to rain in your life. There's going to be a storm. There's going to be a hard day. There's going to be some trial or tribulation that you're going to have to work through.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's talking to someone, having to apologize to someone and come to terms, look them in the eye and say, hey, man, I'm sorry I did something wrong. Or it's going to have to be like, you bask in your choices, whether it's I stayed up too late last night watching that double overtime game, and you know what? I know tomorrow morning it's going to be a little bit tired of a morning, but I'm going to be fine because I'm going to make it work. There's going to be that trial and tribulation, but you're going to have to step over it and make it work. And instead, we are coddling two grown-ass qualified baseball players who have been highly touted as the future of this baseball club with Bobby Witt Jr., and we've got him
We've
in a
minimized
pacifier.
them.
We've got him in a cradle.
Yeah.
6'5", dominant Jack Caglione, raking 95-plus exit velo, it seems, every time he gets a hold of the baseball bat with the baseball. He can't get in the lineup for more than 2-3 at-bats a game, it seems.
It's like teaching your kid how to drive but not letting him on the highway. And only making him drive around the neighborhood. Well, eventually they're going to need to get on the highway. They're going to need to learn because they're going to become adults and they're going to need to have that experience in their life. And the Royals are not letting Kaggs and Carter drive on the highway at this point in time. It's still with mommy and daddy down 119th Street. And you're never going to get better by doing those same things and not getting outside of that comfort zone, not seeing failure, not taking risks, not taking chances, not going out there and doing the things in everyday life that we do to try to get better at whatever it is. I mean, there are so many different analogies that you can use out there for the way that they're holding back these guys and not allowing them to develop. Their helicopter parents is essentially what the Kansas City Royals are as an organization. And helicopter parents are the worst. And the Royals right now, JJ and Q, they're helicopter parents. Let your kids do their thing, man. Stop meddling.
Go fishing. Here's a fishing pole. You can use it 30 minutes on, 1 hour off. Use your hands to catch fish for that hour. The more you fish without a pole, the better you'll be. But remember, in September, you're going to be in a tournament and you have to use your pole.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah.
That's great.
That's what we're going to do. Yeah. I like that analogy. That's a good one right there.
You're a carpenter. You're labeled to have great potential. Everyone's looking forward to your creations, but your employer only lets you make birdhouses. But tell the customers next year, he'll be ready to make a grandfather clock.
Yeah. How? He's not getting any experience.
He's birdhouses.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
He's not getting those experiences.
Yep.
You've got to give your people those experiences.
The pinch hit last night was like watching Pete Carroll throw the ball on the 1 yard line.
Oh, that's a good analogy. Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, the pinch hitting for Carter last night with Marte, really bad managerial move. It's a bad move. There's no other way around it. You're losing 3-1. You got this greatest closer that's in the game today, potentially, throwing gas out there. What a great learning moment. What a great opportunity. What's going to give that kid more confidence? Going up there and showing that you have faith in him, or pulling him to the bench and showing you have no faith in him? Because that's what the Royals are doing. They're telling Carter Jensen, you're good for the beginning part of the game, but when it matters, we're going to give it to the adults and let them take over.
And again,
go back to the kids' table.
Exactly. Yeah, go back. Yeah, go back to where you belong. That'll be good for your confidence, right? But hey, we believe in you. You're important.
You're important to us, but you're not going to bat when it matters most.
Exactly. And again, I think we should emphasize the point that we don't know how good Kaggs and Carter are against lefties, and that's the point.
Right, that's the point.
No one knows.
We don't know.
They don't know either.
But what we do know is that Vinny and Sal can't hit right now, and they get trotted out there. That's the problem. That's the fundamental problem.
What were they, 0 for 7?
0 for 7 last night. Yeah,
good,
0 for 7 last night. But that's the fundamental problem people have, and that's why people are confused, and that's why the fans are pissed off, because you're not following anything. You're doing a choose-your-own-adventure after every sentence. It is all over the place. It is a complete nonsensical performance that is taking place, and there's no rhyme or reason to any of this. And that's why fans are upset, because they look at this and they go, do you guys know what you're doing? Because it sure doesn't look like you do.
Did they do this with Bobby Witt? Set him against righties?
I don't think so, ever. No.
This wasn't a thing, right? Okay. That's what I'm
Bobby,
saying.
I believe, came up before this regime took over.
It was like right in
because he was at the alternate site during COVID, so I think he came up and before this regime took over.
Gotcha. Okay.
I wonder how Bobby would be doing if we never made changes here, and how this team would be if they didn't make changes here. I bet you they'd be better. I guarantee you they'd be better than where they are right now.
It's a low bar, but yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Because it stinks that we're wasting Bobby Witt. You don't want to waste Ken Walker, do you?
No, absolutely not. No, this is a guy on offense who's going to help relieve the pressure for Mahomes.
Yeah, and you don't want to waste Patrick Mahomes either, right? No. And the Chiefs have done a phenomenal job of not wasting Patrick Mahomes. You could look at last season and say, yeah, maybe it was, but they're on the heels of 3 straight Super Bowls, Mac. It's not like they wasted a season in the midst of 9-8 and being the Pittsburgh Steelers over the last 5 years, right?
They miscalculated what they had, and they had reason to do so after 3 straight Super Bowl appearances.
Right.
They miscalculated what they had on their team.
They did.
And they rightfully adjusted, like drastically.
Pivoted, changed, looked at it, and said, all right, we're not wasting this Patrick Mahomes career again. And so Kenneth Walker is going to help take the pressure off of Patrick Mahomes. And there's a lot of guys now. A healthy full season of Josh Simmons is going to be great. I think a healthy full season of Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy and having a wide receiver coach is going to be great. You're taking that pressure off of Patrick Mahomes. And while Kenneth Walker is going to do a really nice job of taking that pressure off of Patrick Mahomes, I think having everybody, Mac, in that offense one more year older and really now in an entire off season together, other than obviously Mahomes, but he'll be out there at OTAs and you know, the mini camps throwing that football around as much as he possibly can. But having this full offseason together where everybody's healthy, have good coaches in place, they're ready to go, now I think we can have real expectations for the Chiefs. And I think they've got a lot on their team right now that can help take the pressure off of Patrick Mahomes. Chad O'Shea and Andy Reid being 2 at the top of my list, actually.
Yeah, Eric Bieniemy, and I'll add on the fact that I think this offensive line is going to be a stud, and I think Josh Simmons has a chance to be the best left tackle in all of football this year. And I don't believe that to be hyperbolic. When he was out there, when he was healthy, when he was finally in rhythm with the rest of this offensive line, he was a top 5 left tackle. I mean, it's just analytics, and you look at EPA per play, you look at his ability to stop rushes, whether it be against the pass, against the run. He's great at getting to the second level. I think he's an absolute stud. I think he's a star. I think he's the future of this offensive line. I think he's going to be the kind of the consistent force with this Chiefs offense now moving forward. We've had Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey. Josh Simmons is going to now enter that fray as someone to continuously count on. Him with Rashee Rice this season being that yak king, that I can get you that ball on a bubble screen and you can go for 15. You add that along with the aforementioned Ken Walker. This offense is going to have multiple easy buttons to push, and that was a buzzword for me last season that we did not have.
Yeah.
It was completely vacated from this offense. There was no easy button. Mahomes, you're our leading rusher. Mahomes, go literally stiff arm a defensive lineman and hit Juju Smith-Schuster on 3rd and 8 to get 8.5 yards.
Right.
And to get just over midfield. Like, that was what our offense was. But next year, easy buttons galore.
Yeah, I love that. I love the term, the easy button. Let's hit it now when we do one word.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. How about it? One word on a Tuesday. It's brought to you by Maloney, Sandtrap, and The Landing. It's 3 wonderful local spots all around the KC area. They got delicious food. They've got cold drinks. And, of course, they have got walls full of TVs to watch your favorite sports teams. All 3 with outdoor patio seating. So, of course, you can enjoy what has been mainly awesome weather. I know today we've had some storms last night, some storms a little gloomy.
Suck it up and sit on that deck at Maloney's in the storm.
It's a huge deck that Maloney has. You can enjoy the nice spring weather today at Maloney's. Tacos, burritos, $4.50 Mexican beers and margaritas. If you want to make that burrito a double, $6. So get your Tuesday taco, get your double margarita for $6 over at Maloney's. Wonderful spot.
Popped in there yesterday for a few minutes. Had a delicious iced tea as I was having a quick meeting with some folks.
Oh, that's good.
The guy I was with had a chicken quesadilla. Looked fantastic.
Great quesadillas.
Table 14's the spot at Maloney's.
Okay, table 14.
That's where things get done.
All righty. Things got done last night, but it took until the bottom of the 9th inning for the Los Angeles Angels to break into that scoreboard.
Inning for the first time. Here's a fly ball, center field. It's hit well. Bolte is back near the wall. It's gone! Unbelievable! What a finish! Zach Neto says goodnight to the A's, and JT Ginn walks it off with a home run.
How about that? It was a no-hitter against the A's. And the Angels say, hold my beer, 1-0, 2-1, they win it.
Yeah, guys pitching a no-hitter into the ninth inning, has a 1-0 lead, gives up a 2-run home run, 6 pitches in the ninth inning, gone the no-hitter, gone the shutout, gone the win. And there you go. One word, unbelievable. Keep fighting to the end, right? That's what they say. You're only down 1-0. Let's see what we can do. Absolutely euphoric for the Angels. Total devastation for the Sacramento A's, man. That's a... right in the heart, man. You had history getting ready to happen. And not only did history not happen, you lost the game, too.
Yeah, pain. Pain's
Tough,
the one word there.
tough.
That is exactly, that's what it is, tough. All right, how about this? This is tough. It's weird. It's all the things. We'll give one word for it. Former EuroLeague rising star Yam Madar reportedly agreed to a deal with the LSU Tigers worth $5 million per season.
Hang on a second. What did you say?
He's the former EuroLeague rising star. He agreed to a deal with the LSU Tigers worth $5 million. He is 26 in December.
I came from an era where if somebody gave you $1 for washing their car, the school went on probation.
Yeah.
This is a guy who's already played professionally.
Yes.
How is this allowed?
He's a year and a half younger than me. He's 2 years younger than me almost.
Yeah, but crazy is my one word. But how is this allowed to happen? I mean, are all the rules gone now in this? Because the NCAA, if they're still in business, they're the biggest grifters on planet Earth. Those people over in Indianapolis making 6 figures, high 6 figures. What are you doing? How is this? This is insane to me. And this is where people get turned off by this kind of stuff.
He was the 47th pick in the NBA draft
I know.
6 years ago.
6 years ago, he was the 47th pick in the NBA draft. He's played professionally in Europe and is now going to LSU at 26 years old for $5 million. How is that allowed? You couldn't buy a kid a Burger King back in the day.
Nope. You're hiding it in McDonald's bags. You're hiding money in McDonald's bags a couple years ago. Yeah, I was going to say loser was going to be my one word, but then I thought if I were him, shoot, I would go.
Hell
for $5 million.
For $5 million bucks?
I'll say ruin, because that's what the NCAA is doing. You're ruining college basketball the more you do this. We love college sports. March Madness was great. Listen, like NIL for college basketball, there's a lot of pros to this. You can make it be better.
Yeah.
There are, honestly, the ceiling is higher with this structure, but you've got to add in some guardrails there.
Like not having professionals. You were drafted in the NBA, sir, and now you're going to play in college? I mean, that guy is a lahu.
Yeah, he's a rich one. The Cardinals also losers. Professionals, I don't know if they know what that is. Fans are now concerned that Jeremiah Love is working on returning kicks over at OTAs, and it just shows a video of him returning a couple kickoffs there in shorts. One word.
Stupid. And the reason that is, this is like what you're doing with Kaggs and Carter. Use them in situations where you're going to need to use them. Stop wasting time, right? Practice time is very limited in the NFL, as we know. We hear about it all the time. Oh, the new rules that are in place. The new rules have been in place for over a decade now. They were in place before Andy Reid got to Kansas City. But we always still refer to these new rules of, practice time. Practice time is very limited in the NFL. Why are you wasting Jeremiah Love returning kicks when you could be working on other stuff? And topping that with the fact that Jacoby Brissett is now holding out in Arizona. No showing. That right
That's
there.
Kind of crazy.
That's the team to watch for the worst team in the NFL this year. Jacoby Brissett, of all people, is not happy with his contract. Dude, you're lucky to still be in the NFL. But it also goes to show you the incompetence and ineptitude that the Arizona Cardinals have and why they're always going to be a bad organization no matter who they have as the head coach. Because it all starts with ownership, folks. Good teams have good owners.
Yeah, looking at that, just because I missed that, his holdout. Now, the Jacoby Brissett, if you believe it or not, it missed me. His holdout didn't exactly hit the top of my For You page.
I thought it was fake.
He's only got $1.5 million guaranteed. He's been with the Cardinals for a little bit. He should want more, and he should hold out.
Well, he knows that he can, but
yeah,
does it?
1.5 guaranteed is not enough for him. That's fair.
But it also goes to show you how much of a disaster this organization is. You don't have a quarterback. The guy you do is holding out, and he's Jacoby Brissett.
No, and you just paid Gardner Minshew like $8
million. Yeah.
To back you. Yeah. How did you think that was going to work if Brissett was your starter? You should have thought in advance there. Jim Harbaugh, I don't know if he thought in advance when hiring his Michigan staff. 14 staffers since he was at Michigan. Either arrested, 6 arrested, 5 banned for cheating, 2 fired for sex crimes, and 1 was forced for being extremely racist.
Yeah. That's
terrible. 14 staffers.
Yeah.
And I mean, he left, what, 4 years ago, 3 years ago? This hasn't been 20 years.
Right.
One word.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do a better job of vetting your coaches. 6 arrested, 5 banned for cheating, 2 fired for sex crimes, and 1 coach forced to resign because he was liking tweets that was endorsing slavery.
Despicable.
It is despicable is absolutely it. The underbelly of college athletics, right? That's the stuff that you don't want to see. That goes on. 14 coaches with character issues.
Jeez, man. Yeah, what does that say about your players? What does it say about you at some point? You are who you associate yourself with.
Yeah, exactly.
Last night, Wembenyama associated himself with absolute greatness. This was him at the end of overtime to force double overtime.
Spurs got numbers hungry now behind the plate. 5 on 4. Wemby's going to pull a deep 3.
Oh my goodness. A logo shot.
28-footer. Ties it at 108.
And the Spurs win the game in double overtime. Wembenyama, 40 points, 24 rebounds. One word as the Spurs take game 1 against the Thunder.
I'll steal it from that announcer. Because
Mike Tirico.
We all whoever the analyst
Reggie
was.
Miller.
Was it Reggie?
Yeah.
That, and for have Reggie to do something like that, a guy who could hit a 3-point shot from anywhere in the world.
Of course, yes.
To see Wemby do that last night, it's one of the most athletic plays I've ever seen in sports. It was wild. And then he had a reverse dunk block. I mean, this guy's sick, man. He's worth the price of admission. He's one of the athletes right now that you're like, yeah, I'll pay whatever to watch him. Mahomes is on that level. Ohtani's on that level. Wemby is on that level, guys. He's unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I'll say face, and I don't mean of the NBA. I mean of sports eventually. This guy's a legend. Stones is another word to be able to take that shot with just 30-plus seconds left. You're down by 3, and you take that 30-foot 3-point as a 7'5" guy, stepping up on a fast break.
I mean, he was 40 and 20 last night. It's one of the most unbelievable performances in NBA history. It's the best postseason performance or something like that since Wilt Chamberlain in 1960.
Yes. He's truly one of a kind, and if you get a chance to watch those highlights, you should. And if you get a chance to watch Game 2, which I guess will be tomorrow night at 7:30, you really should consider doing that. That is one word, again, brought to you by Maloney's Sandtrap and The Landing. Go hit up Maloney's today. Tacos, burritos, $4.50 Mexican beers and margaritas, $6 for a double. And, of course, all 3 of those spots have wonderful outdoor patio seating, delicious food, cold drinks, and TVs galore.
Yeah, and absolutely you want to sit on the big deck when it's raining. I could see Maloney up there like Lieutenant Dan, in the crow's nest on Forrest Gump. Yeah. The hard stuff's not going to come down. Get on up to the big deck. Coming up here on 96.5 The Fan, we heard a story yesterday about a buddy's daughter's boyfriend that will have you going, WTF. Next. What the hell was that?
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Window World have made our house so wonderful because we know every window is perfect from Window World. We got rid of all of our old windows. They were the originals in the house, and we got replacement windows a couple of years ago, and we only made one call. It was Window World. There was nobody else, and we knew because Window World is the best at what they do. They've got those double glass windows that are so sturdy, they'll stand on them for you to show you how strong they are, and they do so many other good things as well. They're involved in the community. They're going to be a big sponsor of Dayton Moore CU in the Major League's Top Golf Tournament that takes place on Thursday, and they also do a lot of fun things around town. They're the official windows of the Kansas City Chiefs, so you know they got a lot of great stuff going on as well. So you can get your replacement windows with that free in-home estimate like we did by calling 1-800-GET-WINDOWS. That's 1-800-GET-WINDOWS, or you can locate them simply at windowskansascity.com. It's simple, windowskansascity.com. And don't forget that with Window World, all of their windows come with a lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor. So you're in good hands. 1-800-GET-WINDOWS. It's Window World.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Well, it is the Memorial Day weekend, and that means everybody's going to be doing something outside, right? Maybe you're grilling. Maybe you're using the flat top. Maybe you're catering an event. It doesn't matter. Hy-Vee has got you covered no matter what you're doing for Memorial Day weekend because it's a one-stop shop for literally everything, and the gas savings are huge at Hy-Vee. I saved $1.81 per gallon on Sunday when I went to Hy-Vee. Filled up my car. It was awesome. Hy-Vee is always looking for ways to save us money and make our day easier as well. And instead of spending the holiday in the kitchen, let Hy-Vee serve up party trays. Just place your order online through the Hy-Vee app, and then you can customize your order. Choose from a great selection of grab-and-go party trays, including charcuterie, fruit and veggie, sandwiches, wings, seafood, and smoked meats. A quick stop at Hy-Vee's huge wine and spirits department, and you're done. You're ready for the Memorial Day holiday. So take care of everything at Hy-Vee this Memorial Day. Just one convenient stop for the perfect Memorial Day party, only at Hy-Vee.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and driving in this area means navigating everything from busy metro traffic to open Midwest roads, so having the right auto insurance really matters. With AAA, switching today means you could save up to 21% on your auto insurance. AAA offers trustworthy protection, personalized coverage options, and customer service that gives you real peace of mind. And when you bundle policies or insurance multiple vehicles, you can save even more. Visit AAA.com. That's AAA.com.
This is the highlight of my morning. Hey, what's up? It's Island.
And I'm Josh.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit is that it's our go-to morning comfort.
And you've got that nice golden fluffy egg.
With a soft, flaky biscuit.
Crispy bacon.
Melty cheese.
You want something quick, you want something convenient, but most of all, you want something good.
There's no better way to start your morning.
There we go.
Start off the morning with a Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit with Simply Orange Juice. Order on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Pool days call for cookouts and lots of laundry. This Memorial Day at Lowe's, save $80 on a Charbroil Performance Series 4-burner gas grill. Now just $199. Plus, get up to 45% off select major appliances to keep dishes, clothes, and food fresh. Having fun in the sun is easy with us in your corner. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See associate or Lowe's.com for details.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLInjuryLaw.com.
Heading out of downtown, 70 eastbound bogs down around Prospect. Stays very heavy out past Jackson Avenue with construction. Westbound lanes also slow from Manchester Trafficway past 31st Street with roadwork. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Tuesday. Big shout out to everybody who's listening today. We love you. We feel you. We're with you. Woo. Hope you all survived the storm last night. I'm not talking about the Royals. Hey-oh-ho. Talking about the actual storm that went out there last night. A lot of down tree limbs all over the place. A lot of debris, or debris, depending on how you pronounce it, to pick up this morning. I'm going over to my neighbor's house. Actually, one of our sales folks lives right around the corner from me, and her and her husband were outside taking down trees before the storm took place yesterday because they already lost a limb. Those Bradford pears are just awful. Ugh, and I said, I'll be over later today to pick up that wood because it's free firewood. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, leave it out front. I'll take it all, man. Absolutely.
Free fire? Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Why not?
So I'm going to go take some of that. Ralph, I got some at your house the other day, so I'm all about free wood, baby. You know, give me the free wood.
Men's wieners.
I'll take as much wood as I can get for free. I'll tell you. Let's go.
There's a lot of wood on Maloney's big deck.
It is, yeah. Big party today. My wife's school, and the teachers are going to be out there. So you're going to have teachers, having themselves probably a Long Island iced tea.
As they should.
And maybe some apps as they celebrate the end of the school year. So congratulations to all the teachers in Shawnee Mission. You guys do a wonderful job. And seriously, the most underpaid people in the world are teachers. And I love every one of you. I got a wife that's a teacher, a mother that was a teacher, a sister that works in the school. So I got a lot of public education on my side. People will say that's probably not good. But anyway, I love all the teachers out there. You guys do a great job. You're underappreciated. So thank you for all you do, and enjoy the hell out of your summer break that is coming up very, very fast. So I got a buddy of mine who's got an older daughter, probably in the mid-20s, right? And he was telling me a story yesterday about going over to her house and helping her with stuff. That's what you do as a dad, right? I was actually looking forward to kind of maybe doing some of this stuff.
Yeah, that he was talking about?
With my daughter.
Yeah, of course.
Go over, help your daughter with her first house and all that.
Landscaping, the outside work.
All that kind of stuff, right? And so we're listening, we're hearing the story. Mac and I were out yesterday having a quick lunch after the show and ran into a buddy of mine. And so we were kind of talking about everything, that was going on, how he's helping his daughter and how cool that is, 25 years. I said, God, time travels fast, man, 25 years old already. He goes, yeah, but something weird happened when I was over there helping my daughter. She lives with her boyfriend. I said, oh, that's cool. I mean, I lived with Jen before we were married. You live with your fiance. Okay, big deal. Not a big thing at all.
Yeah.
Saving on money these days, right? Been with this guy for a while. And I said, oh, yeah, what weird happened? What kind of strange thing happened? He goes, well, I'm there, and we're outside in the yard doing all this work, and the boyfriend never once came outside and offered to help.
It's crazy.
And I said, what? I said, never once. He goes, nah, I take that back. He brought a hammer to me one time.
Handed a hammer to me?
Handed a hammer to me. And I was like, that's it? And he goes, yeah. I mean, we were working out in the yard doing landscaping, all this kind of stuff. This guy's sitting in the house at 25 years old, 24, however old the kid is,
mid-20s.
Right? Mid-20s.
Right?
You've got your girlfriend's father over.
Yeah.
And he's outside with your girlfriend, and they're working in the yard. Don't you think you would have said, I better get out there and figure this thing out, right?
Of course.
I think that is a fail on my generation of parenting these kids and telling them what is right and what is wrong, because I know, and I'm an annoying person, I am. But like if there's a service guy that comes over to the house, I'm by that guy asking him if he needs any help. They finally have to tell me, you need to go away.
You can go away.
Got this. But I feel so guilty anytime there's something, whether they're fixing the furnace or whatever it is. I don't know what I'm doing with any of that kind of stuff. But the guilt that I have by allowing this guy or gal to do all this work while I just sit there and watch something on TV to kill time, I always feel like a heel. I do. And so I heard this story yesterday, and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. I can't believe that guy did not come out and offer to help. Now, if you didn't want him to, you still got to come out and make the offer. What can I do, man? What can I do? What can I do?
Yes, of course.
But to never come outside the house except to hand somebody a hammer while they're outside working on your house?
Yeah, on your yard, on your house. This is your girlfriend's dad. He doesn't need to do this.
No,
he's doing this out of kindness.
Right.
Also, like, You're not the husband yet. You're auditioning, my man.
Yeah.
Like this was a big failed. You did not get the part this weekend. You did not get the role. You did not get called back. You've got to go out there, hey, I've got 2 bottles of water for us. I got 2 pairs of gloves. Let's get to work. What do you need, man?
Right. What do you need? Let's start ripping some of the old stuff out, putting the new stuff in.
I got it. Yeah, exactly.
I was stunned. I can't believe that. Like, I'm going to make sure my kids know, like, and they're girls, but like, if you're living with your boyfriend, just like my friend's daughter, and I come over to help with something, that guy better come out of the house and offer assistance. Like, that should be, I mean, that's just common sense. But as I get older, I realize that common sense, as they say, isn't very common anymore.
It's bare minimum, honestly.
Yeah.
And to me, like, that would leak into other aspects, not necessarily of him as a person, but just like that's not going to be the only thing. What is it going to be at dinner, right? Is it going to be like, you're not going to offer to help pay maybe in 10 years down the line when you're making a lot of money still, or what, something like things like that are maybe common sense. You'd think, okay, time for you to maybe step up here a little bit.
Hang on a second. I'm just getting a text right now. I'm being told he's a big Royals fan. He watches the way they use Kaggs and Carter and doesn't want to put himself in any situations he doesn't feel he's going to need in the future.
He's not ready.
Yeah. He's not ready. He's got to go back down to the minors.
Maybe in 27.
Learn how to landscape somewhere else before he comes here.
He'll be a hammer expert after he's handed it over a few times.
Yeah.
He just needs to keep handing it over. Then he'll know how to hammer a lot.
That's exactly right. That's what he's going to do. So that's what it is. But no, I mean, like, it's just common sense to go outside and say, hey, your dad's out here working. It's hot. It was hot this weekend, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Brutally hot this weekend out there.
Spending his Saturday doing that.
Doing all this stuff to help our house look better. And it wasn't like he was mad. He was just like, should I have done anything? Should I have said anything? Like, that was a weird situation for him not to come out and at least offer to help.
Offer, exactly. And even if they say no, you probably still just go ahead and help.
You stay
and just help and find yourself useful for at least 30 minutes, an hour or something.
Yeah, exactly. You find yourself useful. That's a good point.
You do something. Yeah, you make yourself useful. Find the job.
Right.
Like, find it. There's something to do. Like, if he's saying no, it's nice. And again, another audition. Stay out there. Bring the water. Do what you got to do. Be the gentleman. You got this.
You got it, man. You got it.
Yeah, that was a letdown.
Big letdown.
That's a letdown.
I'd be very disappointed. I'd have a consideration with my daughter and say,
I was going to say that would be the next step, right?
This happened a lot.
Yeah. Hey, what's the deal with this?
Yeah. Why didn't whoever?
Well, maybe the first question is like, what do you think about that? Like, say the situation, like, what do you think about this? Like, was that weird to you?
Yeah.
And maybe like, no, not at all. Like, okay, well then let's have a conversation because that's weird.
Yeah.
Not okay.
No, it wasn't weird. He was inside studying for the LSAT. Oh, okay.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, my bad.
My bad,
have that sort of follow-up excuse.
Which still, like, I'm coming out there and saying, hey, just so you know, this is a really busy Saturday for me, man. I've got this, like, whatever it is, right?
And I'd go out there for a mental break for about 30 minutes, though, too, because that'll help you.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks good.
Yeah, so
good look.
So just a fail by the boyfriend, man. Just a fail. I feel bad for my buddy.
The 816 says the longer I was there, the more I would get pissed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there for 2 hours. Like, he's still not out here?
Where is this guy?
Come on.
Subtle hints. I'm throwing rocks at the window.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Coming up here on 96.5 The Fan, my bonehead of the week next.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, as you get ready to head out on that summer vacation or anytime you're traveling, Park and Go is where you're going to park at KCI. They are unbelievable. And with weather like we had last night, you want to make sure your car is safe and it's protected from all of those elements, whether it's a spring storm, whether it's winter snow, whether it's, ice that happens all the time. You want to know that when you get back from a flight, your car has been protected and you don't have to worry about cleaning it off. At Park and Go, they handle all of that. And Park and Go makes it so easy to make a reservation. Go to bookparkandgo.com, select your dates, and book it, and it's done. Also, prepay, because when you prepay, that's when you save the most amount of money, and it's all taken care of. Go to Park and Go on the day of your flight, give them the reservation number, and they will direct you right to that covered parking spot that's reserved for you. In seconds, the bus takes you right to the airport terminal. And when you get back, they take out all of that stress of wanting to get home because the bus is waiting for you. Walk off the plane, grab your bags, jump on the bus, and boom, it's right back to the trunk of your car. So join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling.
I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Is your garage door too loud and whining for help? Overhead Door Company of Kansas City will make it all better. They will perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up for just $79. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year, so why not now? And for just $79. Call Overhead Door Company of Kansas City at 816-221-0072 or schedule online at overheaddoorkc.com.
Spring is here, and if you're still feeling exhausted, no energy, no sex drive, it may be time to head to Low T Center. 1 in 4 men has low testosterone, but the Low T Center can help you book a free testosterone test to see if you qualify for their TRT customized treatment. They do that based on your body, expert providers choosing it for you to make sure that it is effective. Low T Center is the original TRT clinic and has helped countless men across the U.S. get their lives back through high-quality testosterone therapy. It sets the standard that other clinics are still trying to measure up to. That's because the Low T Center has been highlighted for having the highest quality testosterone on the entire market. They only use pharmaceutical-grade, never compounded testosterone, so you know what's going in your body. Don't settle for compounded mystery testosterone. And at the Low T Center, they have board-certified experts in their field, making sure that it's perfect just for you. So head over for that free testosterone test, that T-test at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Contractors ready to simplify installs and take on bigger jobs? See Champion HVAC at the Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Meet the team, see the equipment up close, and find solutions that actually work in the field. Food, giveaways, and 30-plus vendors. Don't miss it.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Missouri side, 435 southbound, solid from Front Street, not quite to Winter with an accident. 70 eastbound, heavy from Prospect, out past Van Brunt with construction. Kansas side, 35 southbound, off again, on again, heavy from Mission, down past Shawnee Mission Parkway. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
The 5th annual Cody and Gold Garage Sale is back Wednesday, June 10th, with all auction items benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM. HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Another member of the O.J. Simpson story died yesterday, Mark Fuhrman. He, of course, was the detective on the case that was big racist. And so he was the guy that basically investigated and then did it wrong, and they showed how he did it wrong. They played the racist tapes of him. Ipso facto, he was done. The case was over. OJ was acquitted. of that murder some 31 years ago now when he was acquitted of that. But Mark Fuhrman at 74 died, and Ron Goldman's dad, and I'm not joking when I say this, they asked him about it. He goes, well, everybody dies.
Whoa. Damn.
That's a quote right there, brother.
Damn. That's cold.
That is a quote right there, right? That is a quote right there. So Mark Fuhrman passing away yesterday at 74 years old, and a lot of those folks that were involved in that case have dissipated, and they're not around anymore. It feels like it was just yesterday that was going on some 30-some years ago. So Mark Fuhrman, 70 minus 30, he's early 40s when that was going on. And so, 74 years old and no longer. So Mark Fuhrman passing away yesterday. You ready for the Bonehead?
Oh, absolutely. I was born ready. Let's get to it.
Bob's Boneheads.
You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, this one takes a little bit more serious toll for the Bonehead of the Week because it's the Royals as an organization right now. At 20-28, 6.5 games under, or 6.5 games back, 8 games under 500. They're in the midst of a season that is going nowhere except down the drain. And the reason I have them as the Bonehead of the Week is not because of Kaggs. It's not necessarily because of Carter. That all factors in. We'll get to that in a minute. But the reason the Royals have the Bonehead of the Week is because after Max said something to me this morning before the show, I truly realized we're up a creek without a paddle. The Royals are the Bonehead of the Week because they are now wasting Bobby Witt Jr. They are wasting the career of one of the greatest baseball players that we've ever seen. And it is very sad. Very sad to see them waste the career, and it's going to be even sadder when Bobby Witt Jr. opts out of his contract and takes his talents to South Beach or wherever he decides to go because this organization has not shown that they're putting a winner around him. This first part of Bobby Witt's contract is you basically showing Bobby Witt Jr. who you are, how invested you are in him, and how committed you are to keeping a winner here in Kansas City. That's why he has the opt-outs, just to make sure everything's going to be okay. And where we're sitting right now, if you're Bobby Witt Jr., you're looking at the first portion of this contract and you're saying, yeah, I'm getting paid, but they're not doing anything to make this organization better around me. We've now had 2 off seasons since Bobby Witt signed that contract. In neither of those off seasons did the Royals go out there and do anything inspiring to make this organization better. And so for every day that goes by that you lose a baseball game or you fall further below 500 or you don't make the roster decisions in years to come, the closer it becomes to Bobby Witt Jr. saying, I'm not interested in staying here anymore. And I wouldn't blame him. And I don't think anybody would blame him. This is kind of the opening act, if you will, of Bobby Witt's career. At the end of this first portion of the contract will become intermission. Is he coming back out for Act 2, or is he taking his act and going on the road and moving away and doing it somewhere else? I don't want Bobby Witt Jr. to do it anywhere else. This guy's fun to watch. He's an outstanding baseball player.
Yeah.
He's one of the best baseball players that we've ever seen, and the Royals are doing an unbelievably good job at making him not want to be a Kansas City Royal because they're not surrounding him with the talents that's necessary to compete for a playoff spot and a division championship. Right now, they're not giving him the talent around him. Imagine Patrick Mahomes not having that talent around him, where the organization just said, you know what, we're not doing anything. Sorry, Patrick, go out there and figure it out. That's essentially what's happening right now with Bobby Witt. Yes, 3 and 4 are not hitting, and they stink out loud right now. But that's also on the organization to give those guys a day off and stop worrying about the today. They are so short-sighted. They don't see the future coming. They don't know what's ahead because they're looking right in front of their eyes. They're not worried about surrounding Bobby Witt with great talent. They're not worried about Vinny Pasquantino and Salvador Perez having a rough go of it right now. They're still going out there, but God forbid Kaggs and Carter swing and miss at a pitch. I mean, think about that pressure, too. If they strike out, how much they think they're probably going to get pulled out of the lineup. For me.
All right, cool. Pinch hit next inning.
Yeah.
I'll be out.
Yeah, the mindset sucks.
Or not even about that, or it's like, okay, well, I know I only have 2 or 3 at-bats, where everyone else has 5.
Right.
Because I only have till the 7th inning, till the relievers come in and the lefty starts.
That's right.
And then I've got to go.
Then they start pressing, and when they start pressing early on, then it has negative results in their entire game. And so you're trying to make the most of your opportunities. You know, it'd be like, again, you coming in here for this week knowing that Dusty was on vacation and being, you know, like so high-strung and nervous and because you know it's going to end soon that you didn't do good at what you were trying to do because you were so caught up in knowing that it wasn't going to be the same in a week or in 2 weeks. And I think that's where those guys are. And I didn't play Major League Baseball, but I am a human being, and I know the mental side of things because I've invested a lot of time in studying the mental side of things for myself to find out who I am as a person. And I know how I operate and how things bother me. And I know I'm not the only one because I'm looking at my son. And I'm looking at a gentleman who has a lot of the same qualities that I do. And a lot of the same. So I know it's not just me that feels this way. I know there are more people who feel this way. You want to be told you're doing a good job. You want that positive reinforcement. You don't want to sit there and go 2 for 2, and then all of a sudden a lefty comes in and you're taken out of the lineup. That's demoralizing. That's not making your ball club better.
No.
That's not helping you. That is a short-sighted win a game when you're 8 under 500. That absolutely makes no sense. You're sacrificing the development of your players for short-term games. And the short-term gains or games, quite frankly, is useless at this point in time. You're trying to win in a season where it doesn't matter anymore. You're 8 games under 500. You're done. Start playing the guys that could potentially be part of your future every single day. And this offseason, commit to getting help for Bobby Witt Jr. because you haven't the last 2 years. Nothing. The best help you got him last year was promoting Kaggs way too early because he wasn't ready. And what did you get Bobby Witt Jr. this year when it came to help? Lane Thomas?
Carter Jensen, who you won't let be fully himself.
But he was already
either.
in the organization. Like, you didn't go, you got to go out and make these trades.
Yes. Yeah.
Be proactive. Don't just look at the free agent market, go, there's nobody available. Create trades.
My point when I say Jensen, I guess, is the fact that that's the point is they didn't, and this is who they got. Hey, we're elevating Jensen, we're elevating Kaggs, and then they're still not letting them be full-on additions. So the people that they did, quote-unquote, add, and I know they were part of the organization, but to the big league ball club, and sold us this bill of goods, as you've said, on paper, saying, hey, guys, don't worry. Another bat coming on. Guy can play outfield. We've got the catcher of the future. Don't worry. He's from the area.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to love him. Everything's going to be great. His parents are going to be in the stands. And they're not going to play every day.
Right.
And they're not going to play full at-bats. They're not even play full games. They're going to be pinch hit. They're going to be confused.
They do know this is not Little League. Like, not everybody needs an at-bat every single day,
No,
right?
the best players play.
Yeah.
The best players need to play, and the players that are a part of the future need to play, and that's Kaggs and Carter. It is legitimately like you've got two brothers fighting over a controller, because that's how topsy-turvy and juxtaposed it feels like our philosophies and strategies are from month to month. Hey, 300, 400 at-bats in the minors, Kaggs, let's call you up. But whoa, we're not actually going to elevate you. We're going to elevate you to the ball club, but we're not going to do anything past that.
Right.
Hey, Carter, Kaggs, new season. You guys are going to be on the posters next to Bobby and Michael and Vinny. We're selling this thing, Fab Five of the future with Salvador Perez as the 6th Hall of Famer. And now we're not. It's just so confusing. Which is it? Snip, snap. I feel like Michael Scott.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It is true. And that's the way the fans feel right now. And that's why they're so out of it. That's why they're so demoralized by all of this. Because, again, make it make sense. And what they're doing doesn't make sense. And I use the Little League analogy because when we were playing Little League, my dad was the manager, so he knew all the rules. Every single kid, whether you were wearing a baseball uniform or a pair of jeans, had to play 1 inning in the field and get 1 at bat. Those rules don't apply to Major League Baseball, but yet the Royals are imploring seemingly Little League rules when it comes to the lineup. Let's everybody get in the lineup, at least get a hit at least one time. Let everybody play an inning in the field. You don't need to do that. This is the major leagues. This is not Wharton, New Jersey Little League, where everybody's got to play an inning and get an at-bat. This is a meritocracy. And if you're earning the time, you should get the time. Problem is, I don't know if Kaggs and Carter are earning the time because they're not giving them the time.
They haven't given them the time to earn. You've got to give people the opportunity here. Yeah, again, I just don't know how to evaluate a franchise that can't even properly evaluate themselves. They don't know where they are.
Right.
They don't know what season they are. Are they fighting for this year? Are they fighting for the future? Their decisions say each at every decision.
Everything is contradictory. Everything they say is contradictory
to your actions, to your words.
Because Q after the game yesterday says, quote, you got to be you got to have a certain level of trust in your players. He was saying that about Salvi and Kaggs, or Salvi and Vinny, who were 0 for 7 and are two of the 5 worst run producers in all of Major League Baseball. That was his quote about them. Fine, you want to have confidence in your guy and trust in your players, but why aren't you using that same quote when it comes to Kaggs and Carter, who have actually had very nice seasons? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Listen all week long to Fescoe and Dusty at 9:20 for Name the Country to qualify for a $500 gift card to Hy-Vee. Each day at 9:20, we'll take caller number 5. You'll be the qualifier, and one person will win that $500 Hy-Vee gift card at the end of the week. One of the 5 qualifiers will win that Hy-Vee gift card for all of your summer watch parties coming up at 9:20 this morning, and we'll award that winner at on Friday at 9 at the end of the show. I guess we'll award that winner. But so be listening at 9:20 to win $500 from Hy-Vee. Coming up, back down, Dion. Next.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends, at some point you said, I'm not calling it pain anymore. I'm just calling it a way of life. This is the way I'm going to be. Well, that's wrong. Don't be doing that. Don't let pain define you, and don't let it become your way of life. You need to go see my friends over at QC Kinetics, and we're going to introduce you to that medical team at QC Kinetics because they have long-lasting regenerative treatments for joint pain. And I'll tell you what, man, everybody around the country is loving the treatments from QC Kinetics because they're helping patients with pain from arthritis or injury in their knees, shoulder, hips, and lower back. And now those patients are moving again. They're sleeping, they're golfing, they're running without surgery or long recoveries. The science is real. The treatments are natural. Your body already knows how to heal, and QC Kinetics gives it the tools. No operating room, no hardware, no watching summer come and go. It's you getting back into all of that action and having a great life again. At QC Kinetics, better starts here, so schedule your free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, 816-412-6299.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber, connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. The new year is here. Home values are up, and you have more home equity than ever. Now is the time to put that home equity to work for you. This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. Credit card balances are at an all-time high. Why pay 25 to 30% interest to them when you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call? Golden Oak's mortgage rate is 4.5%. We have no fee to apply and no out-of-pocket costs. And if you call today, you could make no payments for 2 months. But don't wait. This rate won't last forever. Imagine how good it will feel to have those bills paid off. At Golden Oak Lending, we can make that happen in as little as 14 days. And if for any reason your loan doesn't close, we will pay for your appraisal. Call today and take advantage of our 4.5% fixed rate. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
435 southbound on the Missouri side. Things get heavy past 210. Stay slow, not quite to Winter with an accident. 70 westbound slow from 435 in past 31st Street with an accident. Construction slows you as well. Eastbound lanes very slow from Brooklyn Avenue over past Van Brunt with road work on that side. Heading 35 southbound on the Kansas side. Off again, on again, heavy from Lamar down to Antioch. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
There's a Twitter account that I follow out there, and it's like baseball's great moments, right? You've seen this one on X, formerly Twitter, Mac?
Yeah, great account.
Baseball's greatest moments, at BB Great Moments, right? And
BB Great.
BB Great Moments. BB Great Moments. So it's fun. It's a fun follow. BBL Stinky. It's a history video. Like, just, it's good. It's like, if you're a baseball fan, it's just a good, fun, conversational starting follow.
For you, it's nostalgia. For me, it's like, ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, learning. And some of this is I didn't know it either because I'm looking at this list that they came up with, and I'm like, I don't know him. I don't know him.
Yeah.
I really don't know that guy at the end. But, there's a couple of names I don't know, and they're talking about who are the 10 best role players ever in baseball history. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And we'll take your text. Who do you think is the best role player in Kansas City history, either baseball or football? Because it doesn't have to be a baseball topic. It could be a baseball-football topic when it comes to the best role players that we've ever seen in Kansas City, because I think you'll be stunned by mine just as much as I was stunned by this one. They have Ben Zobrist at number 1 on the list as the best role player ever.
Wow.
And he was not a role player here in Kansas City. Ben Zobrist was one of the top reasons why we ended up winning the World Series. They recognized a need, and they went out and got the best guy possible. And God, Ben Zobrist was a godsend for this baseball team.
Mid-season addition doesn't mean role player.
No, maybe they're thinking just, across his career, he's played the infield, he's played the outfield, he's played a lot of different positions, played for a lot of different teams.
He's so versatile.
But you ask the Royals and Cubs, the 15 Royals and the 2016 Cubs, those fan bases, who was like the most valuable player on those teams? Yeah, Ben Zobrist is probably going to be in that conversation. And I remember when we got Ben Zobrist, and my friend Josh Klingler looked and said, it's like a luxury. We don't really need him. You were wrong, Josh, and we know you were wrong about that because we all admitted it after that season. We're like, damn, Zobrist was not a luxury. He was a need for this team, and he changed the whole dynamic of everything. Gave them that final kick in the ass that they needed to get over the finish line. And when they make moves like that, you know what that does to the clubhouse? It says they believe in us. They're bringing us reinforcements. They should have done that this offseason to help Bobby Witt. They didn't. And so they got Ben Zobrist, and it was a big, big deal for that organization, right? Those guys loved it, and we love Ben Zobrist here. I've got friends that named their kids because of Ben Zobrist and winning the championship. It was wonderful. His short time in Kansas City, if he decided he was going to come back and do a card signing today, he'd have a line a mile long.
Oh, my gosh. That would be awesome.
Everybody waiting in line for Ben Zobrist.
Can he do that?
He can do whatever he wants. I mean, he's a human being. He's an adult. So he was, as the 10 best role players ever, he's number 1. Gene Tennis, who I've heard of, I don't know who he is, though. Cesar Tovar, Tony Phillips, David Eckstein, Martin Prado, Mark Lorette, a good one. Sean Fagan's a good one. Craig Counsell was a great role player, and Marwin Gonzalez, whatever. But that's who they had. So I was thinking about this, like if we're doing a Kansas City, not just Royals, but Royals and Chiefs, who's the best role player in your mind that you've seen roll through the Truman Sports Complex. For me, the name that immediately came to my mind, and I could not stop thinking about this, Daniel Sorensen.
Ooh, great one.
Thank you. But I don't know if he's necessarily, which is odd, because you and I are apologists for players that seemingly everybody hates. Because I like Dan Sorensen,
Love
too.
Dan Sorensen.
We don't beat the Browns in the playoffs without Dan Sorensen.
You don't beat the Texans in the playoffs without Dan
True.
Sorensen, where
Good
you
point.
will win your first Super Bowl. He made 2 of the most massive plays in that game. Yes, there were multiple times where you're like, how did he get burned? Why is he biting on that route? All of those things. But, dude, he had clutch moments for this organization when they needed it.
Yeah, they really needed him to step up big. So I put Dan Sorensen down as the best role player that I see. Thank you. I'm surprised by that.
No, that's a great one. We've got a couple Gerard Dyson texts.
Good one. That's really good. Dyson and his
Dyson's
speed.
awesome,
And, see, that's when you use like replacements late in the game when you need a quick run. You need a base runner. You need a defensive replacement. You don't just do it because your Mac told you to or your Dell. Dude, you're getting a Dell. We got a Tandy or a Mac up there telling us what to do.
And you talk about role, like the definition of role play, like Dyson had a role.
Yeah.
It was be fast, be speed.
Yeah.
And he was, and he played it perfectly.
You know, you remind me now of my dad because he used to talk to me about the 1960s Yankees all the time and how many great players were on the bench that could have started anywhere, but they wanted to be a Yankee and play here. And that was like Dyson, man. He could have gone on and played other places, I'm sure, but fit such a great role here in Kansas City. I mean, a 50th round draft pick, for God's sakes. I mean, that round of the draft doesn't even exist, as we know, anymore. And to have him come up in the system and be developed into a wonderful human being, too. I mean, they did a great job with Dyson and kind of raising him as a man as well. That was a big part of what Dayton was all about, making sure these guys turned into great husbands, sons, and fathers. And I would say 99% of them that were under Dayton's tutelage have turned into great husbands, fathers, and sons. And they did such great work with Dyson. They love that guy so much. We love that guy so much. He fits such a great role here in Kansas City. And that is a great example of a role player turning into a fan favorite, Mac.
Turning into, more than just a role player here in Kansas City. We've got some other good texts. I'll go with mine for the Chiefs. And there's a couple really good options, and Daniel Sorensen's one of them. I'll go Jerick McKinnon.
That's a nice pull. I like that one a lot. That's good.
Because he was a guy who maybe starts the season, you're like, oh, yeah, Jerick McKinnon's there. He comes in every now and then. It was every year for those 3 seasons. And I believe it was 3 seasons.
It feels like 3 years.
Yeah, I think it was 3 years that he was here. It felt like every time, those last 6 weeks into the playoffs, okay, here comes Jerick McKinnon. And there was that year 2 or 3 seasons ago where it was 6 or 7 straight weeks in a row. He had a touchdown. He was a fantasy pickup of the year for a lot of teams. But he comes in, he blocks, he catches passes, he doesn't fumble. He's sneaky good in between the tackles. He just kind of did everything well. There wasn't one thing where it was like exceptional, but he was fast enough. He was strong enough. He was a great blocker. Mahomes trusted him on 3rd down and shorts to pass him the ball and have him catch it through traffic. McKinnon was everything this organization needed as a running back, too, and a guy who could be a Swiss Army knife. And someone more importantly, as we've seen, which I think with the running back position, Andy Reid trusted him. And that for running backs under Andy Reid, he needs you to be like what McKinnon was, good at everything. Like he wants you to be able to do everything, and I believe Ken Walker will be able to be that, obviously, and so much more. But yeah, McKinnon would be mine.
Yeah, that's a good one there. I do like that, the McKinnon one, and I love the comp that you kind of made where he's got a running back that he can trust. He will use you, right? Use you. And they used the hell out of Jerick McKinnon, right? They did.
Leading 6-0. They have 3rd and 2 at their own 44. Mahomes being pressured, moves to his right. They're coming from behind him. Now slings it to McKinnon at the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! Batman loves this stadium. It was an underhanded shovel at the right boundary for a 56-yard touchdown. They were all over him, and he just slings it under his hip to McKinnon for a 56-yard touchdown.
So that's one of the great plays of Jerick McKinnon's career. How about this one?
2nd down, goal to go for the Chiefs at the 6-yard line. Mahomes sends Gray in motion to his right shoulder. 3 eligible to the far side, right side of the field. McKinnon the lone setback, hands on his knees. Snap to Mahomes, short roll, right, wide open, right side, McKinnon on the angle, right side, touchdown, Kansas City.
Yeah, you get the goosebumps going on a Tuesday morning,
give me
huh?
some football, baby.
Yeah, there it is. I love
good.
it. Yeah, so here's one more for you.
Yeah.
Mahomes will be in the shotgun. Stationed to his left hip is McKinnon. Rice The 11th play of the drive as Rice is wide to the left. 2 receivers to the right side. Mahomes will now put McKinnon in motion to the near side. Snap to the face mask of Mahomes. McKinnon right flat. Catch. 5. Near side pylon. Touchdown. Kansas City. McKinnon has thrown for a touchdown and now caught a touchdown, and the Chiefs regain the lead 13-10 on a well-executed flat pass to the December touchdown machine, Jerick McKinnon.
You know, maybe we need to get more of that. McKinnon throwing a touchdown. Maybe we can get Ken Walker throwing a touchdown. Maybe Justin Fields is a wide receiver or a running back and get. What if at the end of the season
that could absolutely happen?
Let me ask you this question. I'm going to get you excited here. I'm getting myself excited, and I haven't even said it yet. Right? I got my goosebumps going on and all this. What if we have this question at the end of the season and we say, who's the best role player? And everybody is unanimously saying Justin Fields.
That would be fantastic.
What would that mean for the season if at the end of this year I say, who's the best role player? And everybody unanimously is like, Justin Fields is that guy.
Yes.
Because I think he can be that guy. I really do. And maybe it's just me creating scenarios in my head, but I really do believe that Justin Fields can be that guy that is more than just a backup. And quite honestly, he can be utilized as a weapon and a quarterback, and you could just cede the backup duties to Garrett Nussmeier, who a year ago would have been a first-round draft pick, as we've talked about, right? You essentially have a first-round quarterback as your third stringer that you got in the 7th round, which will turn out to be an amazing draft pick for the Chiefs because you're never going to have to go out and spend money on a backup quarterback ever again, and so it frees up a lot of money that you can go spend on other players. Smart, shrewd move. That's why Brett Veach is a genius.
Exactly.
I mean, it's moves like that show you why Brett Veach is an effing genius. Because when they drafted Nussmeier, we all probably said, what are you drafting that guy for, right? Then you find out why.
No, it's so smart.
Oh, they're saving millions of dollars over the course of 4 years that they could use. Figure $8 million a year for a backup quarterback. 8 times 4 is 32. They're giving Nussmeier $4 million in that course of time. You're saving $28 million.
Yeah, it's bang for your buck, and you didn't even mention the Justin Fields. I mean, the Jets are paying for Justin Fields.
Yeah, the Jets are paying him too,
Yeah, the Chiefs are paying him. What are they? I can't remember the exact numbers.
Nothing.
It's nothing.
Yeah, it's pennies on the dollar. The Jets are eating the majority of the contract.
Yeah, I felt like $10 million was left, and I feel like the Jets are taking $8 if memory serves right. It may not be that exactly, but it's something percentage-wise where the Chiefs are not paying him anything.
Right.
Justin Fields can be Taysom Hill on steroids. Like Taysom Hill, if you remember correctly, was what you were explaining.
Yeah.
He could run the ball short. He caught passes. He threw it. He was one of the more exciting players we've ever really seen. And Sean Payton kind of started to kind of dip his toe in the waters of what Swiss Army knife to that extent could look like.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is bigger than Taysom Hill. He's more athletic than Taysom Hill.
He's a better quarterback than Taysom Hill ever was, too.
He's just a better athlete in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
And he's younger. He's more in his prime. He hasn't had the injury history that Taysom Hill has had. That's part of the reason that he couldn't really keep doing that. Every time Taysom Hill would get hurt. I think Justin Fields, it's kind of like he is going to be the role that we're discussing and that we're hoping and dreaming for.
I hope he embraces that role, too.
Yeah, I hope. Well, I mean, it would serve him best. I hope him and his agent are having those conversations, and his agent saying, listen, anything that you can do on the football field is going to look good for you at this point in your career, and we'll put you on a roster. So you want to be on a roster, you want to be here. That label QB is still going to be next to his name, and I know that's some sense of pride, right? You still want to be a quarterback. That QB will still be next to his name on the 53-man roster. But yeah,
it's like Cordell Stewart back in the day. We called him Slash because he played so many different positions out there and was a nice weapon for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
If he's able to embrace that, and Andy Reid is also able to kind of lean into that and say, all right, we're doing this. Yeah, I think it's either, like we're saying, it's going to be that, or it's going to be, we don't see Justin Fields much at all. I really hope it's the former, because I think he could be a huge, huge add to this team. It's just another wrinkle. Like my brother Sean and I always talk about, and he was on this first, and I think at some point you can stray too far that way. Like sometimes football is football, your position is your position, but his mantra, and I think it's a good one to have, is I don't want anyone to, it goes to predictability, Bob. I don't want you to know what I'm doing.
That's right.
Like if Derrick Henry's on the field for the Ravens on 3rd and short, we all know they're running. And if Justice Hill's on the field for the Ravens on 3rd and short, all right, it's going to be a play action. That ain't good. When Ken Walker's on the field, when Justin Fields on the field, when Patrick Mahomes, I want it could be a million things. It could be a pass, it could be a run. I don't even know who's passing the ball. I don't know who's getting it. And I want that element of what in the hell is about to happen with the Kansas City Chiefs on offense.
Yeah, because I think we all live in that world where after that Denver game, when I came on the air and said I heard, from former NFL players or current NFL players saying how predictable this offense is, that's one of those kind of nuggets that sticks with you all the time. You don't want to be predictable. And I'm not saying the organization is doing things differently than we're talking about on the air. I'm sure they are because they're smarter than us. But but what I'm saying is they know what they didn't do as well. And so you're going to probably see that overcorrection, right? You're going to see that overcorrection of not being predictable, where you just don't know what's going to happen. And part of that overcorrection is Justin Fields being out there. Like, just having his presence out there. Could you imagine all of a sudden, I don't know, let's call it, it's 3rd and 2, it's opening night, okay? We're at Arrowhead. Chiefs are up 7-0 first quarter, 3rd and 2 at their 48-yard line. Okay, it's 3rd and 2, 48-yard line. They're driving down the field. They got 52 yards to go before a touchdown. Okay. 3rd and 2, they're up 7-0 against the Broncos.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, Patrick Mahomes is in the pistol formation, and to his left is Justin Fields, and that's the first time that anybody sees that. Whew. Timeout by Denver. Do you let that play run? What are you going to do? Because now you legitimately have no idea who's the ball going to get snapped to.
Yeah. No, exactly. Exactly.
And I love the fact that now, again, they're back to where they were in the early days, Mac, that Josh and I used to talk about. They're making teams prepare for stuff that may never happen, and we're forcing them to waste time on Monday and Tuesday.
Yes.
And the Chiefs are winning games on Monday and Tuesday.
Exactly
the Chiefs last year, the teams didn't need to prepare. They really didn't. We know what they're going to do. Just go out there and execute on our base defense, and we'll be fine. But now the Chiefs added in some extra wrinkles. Now you're forcing these teams to have to sit around and prepare for stuff that may never happen, and that's where you start to win football games. You start to win these games again on Monday and Tuesday like you were doing in the early days of the Patrick Mahomes offense, and those were the fun days.
Yeah, I really hope we're not just dreaming in dreamland with this, because I think this should be real.
Well, if we are, don't wake me up, because I don't want to have these same conversations why Carter and Kaggs can't play.
Of course. No, this is... There's no reason that Fields shouldn't be on the field. Like, his speed, his ability to run with the football is just another wrinkle to this offense. And if you mentioned him and Fields, him and Mahomes in the backfield together? What about Fields, Mahomes, and Ken Walker's in the center with the quarterbacks on each side? On each side of him.
I like that too.
Yeah, so the snap goes directly to Walker. He could be handing off to the quarterback, could be handing off to our Swiss Army knife. You have no idea. So many options. I really hope.
He could be flipping it behind the back to Justin Fields, who throws it across the field to Patrick Mahomes, who laterals it to Elliott Johnson or Emmett Johnson, and then all of a sudden we got boy, you and I are creating some crazy ass plays right now.
This should be happening. I really believe there should be a whole section of Andy Reid's play Bible that is this. We're getting some really good texts on role players.
Okay, let's go.
913-586.
That's how this conversation started.
Yes.
Somebody asked who the best role player was in baseball, and they had Ben Zobrist as number 1 on the list. And we just kind of started talking about role players and led to this conversation about how Justin Fields could be, at the end of the year, we could be saying Justin Fields is the best role player for the Chiefs right now. And I think, boy, if we are saying that, 17-0.
Yes. 35-0 each game. McCole Hardman's come in a few times.
That's a good one. That's a good role player. Yeah, because he was good. Yeah, did he live up to the second-round pick? We know, but we all know the backstory on that.
Yeah.
It's not worth getting into. Did McCole Hardman make this team better? Did he help you win Super Bowls? Damn right he did.
He did.
He did. He caught the game-winning touchdown in a Super Bowl.
He was in the right spot. He knew the playbook. He didn't drop passes in big moments.
Right.
In fact, I can think of more times where he caught big passes in big moments. Like he did one or two things really well.
Mm-hmm.
Was he what we thought he could be, second-round pick, all those things? No, but he was a great role player. Yeah. And you're right. For this version of that team, it's exactly what he needed to be.
And you may say, I wish we would have, gotten, who was the wide receiver from Seattle that they passed up?
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, DK Metcalf. I wish you would have had DK Metcalf. But your success on the field dictates that they made the right decision. Because I'll ask you, okay, if they took DK Metcalf, what more could they have done? They won multiple Super Bowls with McCole Hardman, And they wouldn't have won the 2 Super Bowls they lost had they had DK Metcalf.
We've gotten this text in a couple times as well. You know these teams better than I do, so I was surprised to see this name. But, it does make sense. Dante Hall.
Dante Hall's a good one because he was kind of a role player on that team. Yeah, he never,
gadget guy on offense.
Yeah, he never really became that wide receiver or running back that they wanted him to be. He was actually a great return specialist, as we all know. Every once in a while, they would try to utilize him, as that wide receiver. They never were able to really fit him into a true offensive role. You saw plays here or there. It always looked a little bit forced, if you will. It's just because Dante was such a great returner.
Incredible. Yeah, incredible returner. But
And just a great human being, too.
Yeah. Wade Davis.
That's a good one because do you consider a closer a role player? I mean, he's playing a role. Yeah. I'll go with it. He is playing a role. His job was to get 3 guys out every night. That was it. Whether it was in the 8th inning in 2014 or the 8th inning or the 9th inning in 2015, Wade Davis did his job. Yeah, that's fair. I will say that as a role because, sir, your role is to get 3 guys out. That's it. And he always did it.
And he did it.
Yeah.
Did it better than most. Raul Ibanez.
A good one. Yeah, really good role player back in the day. Yeah.
There you go. Tony Richardson.
I wouldn't say necessarily more. He was a starter. He had a lot of time. He became a role player. And then a bad landlord, too.
Yeah, the 816 is picking up what we're putting down. Pat Fields, K9 Johnson, all on the field at the same time. Absolutely, baby. Come on.
I know that I'm hard.
You didn't even mention Kelsey, Rice,
yes, exactly.
Worthy.
Exactly, with this offensive line that I really believe is going to be just manning people down. Priest Holmes, not a role player.
No,
come on.
The guy was the star of the offense.
He was the offense.
He was the star of the NFL for a 3-year period, and it was glorious.
Should be in the Hall of Fame.
He really should be. I've made the case. I keep making the case. I'll continue to make the case.
Should.
Neil Smith should be in the Hall of Fame. I'll die on that hill, too. Like things you'll die on the hill for. Neil Smith and Priest Holmes belong in the Hall of Fame. They really do. Both of those guys belong in Canton, Ohio. I've talked to Vahe about it. He's the vote guy, that gives the speech in Canton for the Chiefs and for Kansas City. And it's like there's a lot of guys that are ahead of Neil Smith that people are talking about wanting to put into the Hall of Fame. I'm like, Neil belongs in the Hall of Fame. Neil is a GD Hall of Famer, man. He really is. And so is Priest Holmes. Those 3 years were as good as any running back has ever put up, and he's got the same numbers as Terrell Davis. TD just lucked out and had John Elway as his quarterback.
Exactly. And more than that, too.
Yeah. And more than that is right. But Priest Holmes in that offense, 01, 02, 03, they revolutionized football. They picked up what the greatest show on turf put down, and they exploded to a new level. And look at what we're doing with offenses today. Priest Holmes is a Hall of Famer. He was just an unbelievable running back to watch and to watch him do his thing. Coming up here on 96.5 The Fan, I got to get to this Dion story. It's crazy what he's doing. Next.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid at Rob Seid Ford. Rob, I smell a grill. What's cooking?
Kevin, the grills are fired up, and so are the deals. Right now at Rob Seid Ford, it's the Ford Employee Pricing Sales Event with the best deals we've had in the past 12 months.
Now that's saying something. What are we talking?
Employee pricing on virtually every new Ford on our lot, plus even more dealer discounts on top.
So how hot do these deals get?
Up to $17,500 off brand new F-150s at Rob Seid Ford, plus huge savings on Expedition, Explorer, Bronco Sport, Bronco, and more.
Wow, that's 5 alarm hot.
Exactly, and unlike Kevin's Burgers, these deals are coming out juicy.
All right, I walked into that one.
Shop Rob Seid Ford, Kansas City's top-rated Ford store on Google. 4.8 stars and nearly 3,500 reviews.
Rob Seid Ford, 135th and State Line, or robseid.com.
Buy right, Rob Seid.
Memorial Day's almost here, and I've got a better plan than sweating in the kitchen or over the grill. I'm letting Hy-Vee handle all of the food. I'm ordering my party trays right through the Hy-Vee app. Whether I want custom builds or their huge grab-and-go selection like charcuterie, wings, seafood, sandwiches, or smoked meat, it's all there. A quick stop at their massive wine and spirits department, and I'm done. One convenient stop for the perfect party. So this Memorial Day, let Hy-Vee handle everything, from the food to the beverages, only at Hy-Vee.
If the high cost of filling up is weighing you down, lighten your load this Memorial Day at Hy-Vee. Save 25 cents per gallon on fuel with every $35 purchase. Stock up on groceries and stack up the fuel savings. Earn 25 cents per gallon with your $35 purchase, 50 cents per gallon with a $70 purchase, and so on. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss the Memorial Day Fuel Saver event Monday, May 25th, only at Hy-Vee.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Brought to you by the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Contractors ready to get paid to upgrade your installs? See Navient's new HVAC systems at the KC Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Speak with Navient reps, check out the new NPF Hydro Furnace, and learn how qualifying installs can earn you up to $1,500 back. Over 30 vendors, food, giveaways, and more.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Grandview Triangle very slow, multiple directions affected. Heading 470 westbound, bogs down. Heading into and out of, getting onto 435 pretty slow to 103rd. 435 southbound affected. 49 northbound heavy from Red Bridge Road. East side 70 westbound slow from Manchester Trafficway to 31st Street. Eastbound lanes of 70 slow from Prospect out to Van Brunt. Allen Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Back at it here, 96.5 The Fan, Fescoe and Dusty with you. Dusty is off and Mac is in for the next day or so. I believe Dusty will be back on Thursday here on 96.5 The Fan. This Dion Sanders story is really interesting to me because it's crazy, right? He's a dad, but he's also a Division I football coach. He's a dad, but he also has players that are playing in the NFL. So it's really an interesting kind of dynamic that we're living here in the NFL. But I think, in my opinion, when you become a father in life, the father takes precedence over everything. It usurps every title that is out there on the planet, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, a head football coach, a radio show host, a teacher. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. The number one thing when you have a child that becomes who you are, you become a father. And that becomes the most important thing in your life, is to raise your children the right way, lead them down a path of success, be a great male role model for them, and give them everything they need along their way. And hope by the time they reach 18 and they graduate high school and they get ready to go off to college, that they're self-sufficient. You've done a good job, but you're always a dad. You're always going to be there as a father, as a dad, number one in life. It doesn't ever change when you have children. And so Dion Sanders, while he's a head football coach, he's also a dad. And like I said, the title of dad comes before head football coach. Just because you are a head football coach and you used to play in the NFL doesn't mean you can demand meetings with your child's employer, okay? No matter what you do. Mac, would you like your dad to come in here and have a meeting with the boss? No.
Get bent.
Not at all. You don't need your parents showing up to your place of business and trying to have meetings with the principal or have meetings with the coach or have meetings with, the general manager or the CEO. I mean, this is like an episode of Everybody Loves Effing Raymond where Robert is going to interview for the FBI and his mother shows up to the job interview. I mean, like, what are we doing here? You don't do that as a parent. And again, I don't care that he's a Hall of Famer. I don't care that he's still a dad at the end of the day. And no father should have any business meddling with their son or daughter's place of employment. You let your kid handle that because it's not going to make it good if you're in there trying to meddle. Dion's trying to approach it from a coach side, but I know Dion. He's a great father. He really is. How you do not go in there saying you're a coach and then putting that dad hat on right away because it's your son, and that's what you're going to do. Dion needs to stay away from the Cleveland Browns. We don't need to be demanding meetings with Todd Monken because of your kid's playing time. No, that's not a good look.
And even if, like, what you're saying is correct, like, yeah, because he mentions Travis Hunter and the Jaguars. He's like, no one called me.
Different story. It's not
Completely
his kid.
Different story, and he should have been called.
He should have been called.
And that just goes to show what's going on in Jacksonville. They had a great season last year. We'll see if they're able to follow it up. But my God, I mean, you're not calling Shedeur Sanders with Travis Hunter. That
Dion.
Or not calling Dion Sanders. Don't call Shedeur. Not calling Dion Sanders to ask about Travis Hunter, one of the an athlete that's being put in one of the more unique spots we've seen in the sport or in general. So that's interesting. But yeah, when you're talking about your son,
Dion to Travis Hunter is completely different.
Yes, this is your son.
That's a guy you coach. That's a guy you can give information on. I know he's kind of like us, but he's not your son at the end of the day. He was a player that you had, the player that you were very close to. And that's why Jacksonville should have called Dion Sanders for that one. But as you were going to say, nah, you don't do this to your kid.
No, with Dion, it's a different level. Like you have... For Shedeur and Dion, it is your son. Like, it's blood. Like, you're going to be biased. You're going to say things that aren't necessarily that you wouldn't say as a coach. And also the fact that you want that meeting with Monken, that isn't as a coach. You're saying, oh, I want that meeting. And that's just a coach. No, you want that meeting as a father.
Right, because
and that's fair.
It's
fine.
Impossible to not be a dad when you walk into those situations.
But you've got to know, and I don't know if that's your wife. I don't know who in your life is telling you that, Dion. But someone needs to be able to say, hey, that's not your place. That's not your spot.
His son should say it. Dad,
no. Love you. I really appreciate you being there for me.
Right.
I'll ask you questions when I have them, but yeah, I've got to be able to take it from here, man.
Yeah, you can't show up show up to the facility because the other guys, oh, that's Dion. That's cool. That's your dad.
It's your dad, man. Yeah, exactly. And the rest of your teammates are going to be like, lame.
Yeah.
You're my
supposed
leader?
to be the leader?
Yeah. Calling daddy to meet with the coach?
That's why I always had a problem with Caleb Williams. He lost the game, cried to his mom. I'm like, is that supposed to be the leader out there? Like,
Yeah, that I think is way different personally. Like, I would actually see that more as a sign of maybe not leadership, but as passion and caring. Like, when Wembenyama is crying after a regular season game, like, I'm all in on that.
Yeah.
I care about that. But yeah, I get you. It's different strokes for different folks. Obviously, you've got to be able to perceive things differently. But yeah, calling your daddy up at work and trying to get help from him. You're the quarterback of the team, leader of a $1 billion organization, or supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah, it's not exactly a good look.
Yeah, no, because it makes the Browns go, we probably picked the wrong guy. If Dad's got to come up
Which
here.
Which is what we've been saying, though. Like, this was part of the Shedeur Sanders, like, oh, what? Shedeur's better than that. Yeah, but you're not just drafting Shedeur Sanders.
Right. You're drafting a circus.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're drafting Dion. You're drafting all the headlines.
And is Shedeur mature enough right now to play quarterback in the NFL? Because his draft day stuff didn't look like he was mature enough to be playing quarterback in the NFL.
No, and all the stories that we hear about Colorado, and even some of the stories we've heard about his attitude inside the Cleveland Browns locker room last season doesn't necessarily tell me that he's ready for that step. But we'll see. We'll see where he's at, and we'll see. I don't think it'll be him starting this year.
Yeah, and if you're the Browns, well, no, it's going to be Deshaun Watson. Yeah, and if you're the Browns right now, you're not accepting a meeting with Dion Sanders. No, we're not doing this. We're not playing this game. Speaking of games that are being played tonight, we got the Knicks taking on their opponents in the Eastern Conference Finals. And it's going to be interesting now because the San Antonio Spurs did the unthinkable last night, and they won a double overtime game, and now they've stolen home court advantage, I should say, from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, all of a sudden, you got to think we're potentially seeing a matchup of 99 all over again with the Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Finals. Now, it is only one game.
One game.
But, and again, I admit this, I went to bed after the overtime game in hockey last night after Newhook scored that game winner in overtime for the second time in a Game 7 in this playoffs. Crazy.
That is crazy. Wow.
It's both series have gone Game 7 overtime. He scored the game-winning goal in both of these.
That's amazing.
How cool is that, right? What'd you do in life? Well, let me tell you. There's this hockey thing, and the Canadians are winning. First Canadian team to do anything in the playoffs in a generation, so that's kind of fun. So I watched that game last night. Game 7 ended at about, 9:30, 9:45. I'm done. Tired, going to bed. The NBA, it's Game 1. Spurs got a little bit of a lead. I'll catch it in the morning. Double overtime?
Woo, baby.
Double overtime. I
Oh
came
my
in this
God.
morning. I couldn't watch enough of the highlights. I could not watch enough of the commentary. I could not get enough of what went on there last night in that double overtime. And what went on there is Wemby. He took over. He hit a 28-foot three-point shot to tie the game at 108. That is one of the most incredible sports plays, if you will, that I have ever seen. It was absolutely insanity.
Spurs got numbers hungry now behind the plate. 5-on-4. Wemby's going to pull a deep three. Oh my goodness. A logo shot. 28-footer. Ties it at 108.
So, I mean, that you thought was remarkable, and it was to see a 7'6" guy out there hoisting a three from the logo and draining it. That dude finished with 40 and 20.
24. Yeah.
Yeah, 24. but he was 40 and 20 last night.
Yeah.
Youngest player in NBA history to ever do it at 22 years and how many days. He had, at the end of the second overtime, a reverse dunk block at the other end that makes you go, oh, my. This is the best NBA player. And I know Michael Jordan is in that category all on his own. But if this guy continues to do what he's doing right now, he will pass LeBron James.
He's 22 years old.
Yeah.
He is 22. This is not supposed to be happening. He's so far ahead of schedule. He's not even in his prime. Like that's what's crazy. He's still growing into like being a man's body, especially at 7'5", 7'6". Like he is so far ahead of schedule in the Western Conference Finals, top 3 player in the league. He's going to be the defensive player of the year until I'm your age, Bob, and he'll be the MVP half of the time too.
Yeah.
Like he is legitimately going to be next level all-timer. And it's not just because of the crazy blocks and dunking through 2 people and the ability to do everything on the court. It's his attitude off the court that I truly believe will make him so great. This is what he said after the game when he was asked, hey, did you take that no MVP personal tonight?
If that was in your mind at all, knowing that Shea had got that award and you were in the top 3 for it, and, did any part of tonight feel personal? Some of your facial expressions kind of look like you were really, really going for it.
Yeah, for sure. Everything you just said.
If that was in...
That's it.
That's it. Everything you just said was a great quote. Yeah. Yeah. And that's him
Stone
saying
face.
it without saying it. But I'm not kidding. He's going to be better than LeBron at the end of this. We'll be having
that's
these
quite a
conversations.
take.
Jordan versus Wemby. I'll be long gone. So, by the time he's in that category, right? I mean, you think 20 years from now, right? 70? I'm sitting here having Wemby takes.
Yes, please. The blinds will be open for Wembenyama, though, as they should be.
He's spectacular.
He's
spectacular. He's so spectacular.
Good. And him doing like a proud stand in front of his bench after he blocks somebody and they're all cheering him on. I mean, he truthfully is like coming into his own and doing some of these not showboaty or arrogant things, but hey, I've arrived and this is my league.
Yeah, and I saw a headline this morning. I'm not into like all of this like over the top type of stuff, but I think this qualifies to use any over the top stuff you want to use for his performance last night. Mm-hmm. The one term that I hate is like when we always say instant classics after the game, when ESPN used to put those up as instant classics. That was an instant classic last night. That's a double overtime game with the defending champs getting beat on their home floor against a guy who went 40 and 20 and the MVP hit the 30-footer, and the MVP of the league was 7-23 and was minus 15 when he was out there on the floor. Mm-hmm. That was utter domination. I mean, insanity watching Wemby do what he did. And now I hate to say this, look out Oklahoma City because he's been unleashed.
Yes.
And he's going to go out there and destroy people. I mean, I know this is hyperbolic. Oklahoma City may not get a game if Wemby keeps playing this.
No. I'm still, for what it's worth, still choosing the Thunder in this series. But, yes, incredible. Just that took everything for the Spurs to do that. Obviously, it was at Oklahoma City, but that's with SGA and with Chet both having no-shows last night. Their two best players. It went to double OT, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, no, it tells you how good they are.
They're good.
It goes to double OT, but at the end of the day, the end result is the end result, and now home court advantage is taken away.
They needed it.
From Oklahoma City. Coming up at 9:20, we'll give you a chance to qualify and name that country to win a $500 Hy-Vee gift card for all of your summer watch parties. We'll do that coming up at about 9:20 this morning. But coming up next, start, bench, or cut on 96.5 The Fan.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Terry Hardy's is closed. Well, that's Doc.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and you know baseball is underway. I know it. You know it. I've seen all your gorgeous pictures, and you know I'm referencing Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. They're smooth, and they're refreshing and perfectly made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy with 0 troubles. It's not a seltzer. It's Surfside. Proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Must be 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
Spring is here. Now's the time to get your air conditioner ready with a $49 AC tune-up from Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. A tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 5-star reviews adds up to dependable service from neighbors you trust. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions.
Spring is here, and if you're still feeling exhausted with no energy and no sex drive, it may be time to head to Low T Center. 1 in 4 men has low testosterone, and at the Low T Center, you can book your free testosterone test to see if you qualify for TRT customized to your body by expert providers. Choose self-pay or insurance. You can even have your treatment shipped to your door. Low T Center has got some of the highest quality testosterone, and the providers tailor it to you so you know it's effective. Put the spring back in your step. Head to lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com and book your TRT appointment today.
For all the things you have to do and places you need to be, let Uber take you there. Because you had just one more 3 rounds ago. Because the 5 a.m. flight seemed like a good idea at the time. Because check engine lights always appear at the worst possible times. And because parking downtown is a nightmare. Because there are nights out, airport trips, and car troubles in your area, there are drivers in your area. Uber. Request a ride today. Wait time varies. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Liberty Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
With Bet365 Early Payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Missouri.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Royals coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. Forward and back, RENNER.
Almost Andy Reid here. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, and Renner Garage Door is giving back. 5% of sales go to Authentic Life Foundation, and you get 5% off your project. Visit rennerdoor.com.
RENNER, RENNER.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Missouri side 70 eastbound, heavy from Prospect out to Van Brunt with construction. Grandview Triangle, multiple directions, heavy. 470 westbound, very slow. 49 northbound, quite heavy as well. Getting on to 435, it's slow to 103rd. Both directions to 635, heavy at the state line. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all your favorite shows, shorts, and clips. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. Here's Fescoe, Dusty, and Mac with this week's edition of Start, Bench, Cut.
It is all brought to you by the good folks over at J Southland Tow. Be in the know and use J Southland Tow, whether it's for your camper to the lake, the boat to the lake, or just some car trouble. J Southland Tow is just a phone call away. Check them out at southlandtow.com. Mac?
Bob. All right, let's get to it. Start, bench, cut. We just finished talking about Wembenyama's legendary performance, and as the text line corrected me, 913 said, it's the Superman pose. Yeah, it was. You're right. He was doing the Superman. I just kept saying proud stance. You're right. He was doing Superman.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Never seen Superman as an alien. It was pretty cool. How about this? His performance, 41 points, 24 rebounds, I believe it was. Compared to Wilt and David Robinson. How about start, bench, cut? Victor Wembanyama, Wilt Chamberlain, and David Robinson.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. I'm going to start Wilt because he's the Hall of Famer. I'm going to bench David Robinson because he's the Hall of Famer. And for right now, I'm going to cut Wemby. And in a couple of years, Wemby will be starting on this list because I think if he continues to play like that, that was his coming out party.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. For the casuals, for the people who come in the playoffs, which is a lot of NBA people.
Most
NBA people, they watched last night and go, oh my God. They weren't exaggerating.
I know.
And it wasn't just for 15 minutes. It wasn't just a spurt. It was the whole game, both sides of the ball. He's got it all. I've never seen anyone on any sport, court, field, anything be like him. I'm starting Wembanyama. I'll bench Wilt Chamberlain and David Robinson. You're a legend, one of the best. You're getting cut in this one.
All right, let's talk real fast, though. Like, Wemby is to the Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
And to Ohtani.
He's more Ohtani. Just the reason I say that is as great and as special as Mahomes is, we've seen great quarterbacks. Yes, he's done things we haven't seen, no looks, really cool arm angles. But I think there's another level with this haven't seen before with Wembanyama and Ohtani, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
No, that's a good take.
All right, role players. You brought it up, man. Ben Zobrist was ranked the #1 role player in Major League Baseball history.
Yeah.
How about Kansas City role players? We had a good discussion about it, and these three seem to be brought up. Ben Zobrist, Sammy Watkins, and Daniel Sorensen were three role players that we brought up. I need to start bench cut those.
Well, I'm going to take a cheap way out, I guess you could say, because I need to start both. I need to start all three of them because all three of them contributed to a championship, right?
They did.
All three of them won championships here in Kansas City. But I'll start Ben Zobrist because he was our first, and boy, did he change the landscape of this town. So I'll start Ben Zobrist. I will bench Daniel Sorensen, and then I will cut Sammy Watkins.
Ooh, your guy.
I know,
That's a tough one.
It is. It's a very tough one. But Dan Sorensen had more bigger plays. I mean, that one-handed interception that he went up and got against Buffalo.
He had moments. He had big moments over and over again.
He did. So, yeah, that's where I go with that one.
Yeah, I'll go the same order. It's close. I almost could start Sorensen, but to your point, man, I mean, as Kling incorrectly said, he just kind of feels like a bonus. And he was not a bonus. They needed Ben Zobrist. And whether he was a role player or not. Yeah, exactly. Luxury was the word. Whether he was a role player or not, we could discuss that as we did. And you can hear that on the podcast page just 30 minutes ago or so. More role players, this time specifically for Chiefs and for the running back position. These were other names brought up as well. Jerick McKinnon, Damian Williams, Spencer Ware.
Yeah, I'm going to start Jerick McKinnon. I will bench Damian Williams. He should have been the Super Bowl MVP. And then I'll cut Spencer Ware. But not because I didn't like anything that Spencer Ware did. It's just that's where he falls on that list.
Yeah, that Ware-West combo was fun with Charkandrick West. I felt like they were both role players, and they did their part well. I'll have to cut him, too. And, yeah, bench Damian Williams. And Jerick McKinnon's one of the better role players. I mean, when you're talking about just in general in sports, forget Chiefs. I just felt like he was a puzzle piece, man. And he fit beautifully with what this team needed and when they needed it for multiple years. All right, Royals, managers, Q, Ned, Matheny, start, bench, cut the last three Royals managers.
I am starting Ned. I think that's a given for everybody.
Think so. I think you'd have to make a pretty crazy case otherwise.
Yeah, I am benching Q, and I am cutting Matheny.
Okay. Explain.
Matheny was terrible here. It was just really bad. It was just everything was must win that day. It was tense in that locker room. It was just everybody was walking around on eggshells. They were a bad team at that point in time. They were kind of doing that rebuild. They were drafting the guys like Bobby Witt Jr. and signing them like Michael Garcias and all this kind of stuff. They were building the organization, but the team that Q had was, or not Q, but Matheny had, just wasn't any good. And plus, he didn't like the old number 5s.
Oh, bad take.
And so yesterday, and this is what we did because we were so petty. This is Brother Ryan. He didn't like the song that the old number 5 said for him. Actually told me if I played it, he would hang up, and did. So then we started to play Fog Hat as his song every time. Slow ride, take it easy. We played that every week. Brother Ryan did for Matheny. Fine. You don't like the old number 5s, you get this Fog Hat.
Yeah, this is what you get. Matheny's best record, 74-88 in his tenure.
Good in St. Louis, but just not here.
Yeah, it didn't work out here. I think that's the order.
And then you had COVID and, all that kind of stuff happen, so there's a lot that was going on.
No, I think that is the order. Ned, Q.
Absolutely.
Matheny.
Q went to the playoffs. Matheny didn't.
No. How about this? More role players for the Chiefs defensive lineman edition. Mike Pennell, Dontari Poe, Derek Nottie.
I'm going to start Dontari Poe. He had a touchdown. He's a big guy that scored a touchdown, so I'll start Dontari Poe. The next one is tough. I'm going to start bench Mike Pennell because he was so valuable. And I always remember saying in the early days, where would we have been without Mike Pennell? I don't know that I really ever said it that much about Derek Nottie. Good player, but for my money, I'm going to start Poe, cut Pennell, bench Pennell and cut Nottie.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think Dontari Poe has to start here. And the only reason I'm questioning it, yes, he was a better player than Mike Pennell, but was he a better role player?
I don't know. That's a good question, Mac. Really, it is. When you put it like that, it got me right away going, ooh, role player.
Role player. I might have to start Pennell for the role player edition of this list, and I'll bench Poe. And then, Nottie. Good moments, but, eventually just kind of fell off, and it is what it is. That's what a player of that caliber usually does, and they got the most out of what they could for Derek Nottie. Yeah.
I see your text, Brock, from the old number 5s, and I'm right there with you.
Brock. See you in a couple months, Brock. Very excited for it. All right, last one. Rain, thunder, wind. I hope everyone stayed safe and kept their power in the storms last night.
Real night.
Continues to do so. Yeah, it was. So I guess start those three, or start bench cut those three. Rain, thunder, wind.
Well, I'm going to start thunder. It causes the least amount of damage, obviously. There's no damage that's caused by thunder. So I'll start thunder, then I'll bench the rain, and I will cut the wind because that wind can do a lot of damage. Pick up stuff in your backyard, throw it at your house, you know. Moving cars, like wind is very dangerous, and especially what they were talking about last night, that son of a gun gusting up to 80 miles per hour, they said last night. I mean, who can withstand any of that? So the wind is really bad. I hope everybody did make it in safe and got through the night okay. And again, I drove in this morning. I didn't see it. There were no trees in the roads or anything like that. But I mean, it was dark when I drove in. I didn't do much due diligence of driving around. I just kind of came to work this morning. So I didn't know if anybody had any storm damage and how that went because they were, I mean, and those winds were whipping. That rain came down, man. That was a downpour.
It was intense.
And I was watching it on the radar last night, and I'm like, we got about literally 2 minutes before we need to go in. And as soon as that 2 minutes, I watched it come,
dang.
It was red and orange, you know, on the radar, so you knew it was going to be bad. So hopefully everybody made it through the night.
816 says, Nottie, good moments. Can you name just one, Mac? I will be listening. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you want from me. Do you want second quarter in the AFC Championship he made a tackle for? Like, I don't know what you want. He wasn't one of those players. There are very few of those players. That's not a role player. Most role players aren't like, yeah, Sorensen is an all-time role player because you can name those moments. Yeah, Derek Nottie, he wasn't, and that's why he was cut from that list.
Yeah, absolutely. That's okay. I mean,
he was a Jag.
Yeah, he was just a guy.
He was just a guy. He was average, and he helped out the team. But yeah, no, I can't tell you this incredible strip sack he had in the fourth quarter of yeah, he didn't have that. You're right.
Yeah, you don't really remember much from Derek Nottie. Coming up here on 96.5 The Fan, the schedule is very, very tough, makes winning early important, and boy, Vern took a call last night. Oh, did he? Next.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends at the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 are doing everything in their power to make Kansas City even better than it already is, from helping build some of the great buildings that we have in our town to helping companies all over Kansas City get the job done right. The Sheet Metal Workers are here for everyone. And the best part about it is there's absolutely no cost to become a partner contractor with the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. So if you're an HVAC contractor, they'll provide a flexible workforce for your project demands, timelines, and economic conditions. The Sheet Metal Workers will help adjust the size, skills, and deployment of your workforce to maximize effectiveness during the times you need it the most. And that gives you the power to bid on every project and make more money. They'll provide the best trained manpower specifically for the HVAC industry, along with training for your current employees as well. And there's no downside. It's completely free. There's no obligation, just straightforward information on how they can help grow your business and your profit margins. Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. We're an old union with a new perspective on business. Learn more at sheetmetal2.org.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and fellas, I get it. Sometimes you don't want to be told the truth because you're hiding behind your emotions or your insecurities. It's fine. But you know what? The truth is, ED can ruin the moment, and nobody wants that. Not you, not your significant other, because it's not always about you. But when you're getting intimate with your partner and you aren't able to perform the way that you used to or the way that you're able to, there can really be frustrating times. But at Heartland Men's Health, they're here to settle those frustrating times. There are a wide range of advanced treatment options for every stage of ED that can help you get back to performing again. Heartland Men's Health uses advanced medical science to empower male performances with therapies that go far beyond pills. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. So call them today and find out why their advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. They have an expert staff, and if you are like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and in North Kansas City. So call them today at 844-447-6600 or visit them at heartlandmenshealth.com.
This deer season, John Deere wants to give you the home field advantage. We're bringing you the best offers of the season, whether that's cash off on select new machines or a shot at the ultimate Major League Baseball prize package. Because right now, you can enter for a chance to win an MLB All-Star experience for you and 3 friends, complete with travel and lodging for All-Star Week this July. Deer season is going on now through June 3rd. Visit johndeere.com/deer season to enter and view the offers and complete contest rules. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
You hear people say that one decision can change your life. For Ben, it was one radio ad and one phone call.
I'm Ben, a Centric graduate and a service desk manager advisory. If one radio ad and one phone call with Russ can change my life, imagine what it could do for you. Centric got me the foundation I needed to be able to succeed in any and all IT fields. The last 7 years to where I started to where I am now, it's one of the craziest wild rides that I've been on.
If you've been thinking about making a change, stop waiting. Your next chapter could start with one call. Visit Centric.com today.
You know how when you're in stop-and-go traffic and everyone stares at you every time you touch your brakes, you really shouldn't. Luckily, you can just take it to Telly. Schedule your service at tellytire.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
It's Carrington Harrison from The Drive. If anyone knows about sports fans, it's me. I get to live and breathe the excitement of the season all year long. For advertisers, that passion matters. It's exactly why sports radio performs for brands. People who listen to sports on the radio, via streaming, or on sports podcasts are nearly 3 times more likely to consider a brand that supports their favorite team. If you're interested in reaching sports fans, we have the playbook for you. Check out our comprehensive ebook, State of Audio Sports Fan. Check out stateofaudio.com.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent medium fountain and new Frostbite by Casey's drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, dig between your couch cushions, ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. 89-cent medium Frostbite by Casey's or fountain drinks at Casey's all summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
Mia from the Winnings Desk. Every Missouri lottery ticket helps support Missouri public education. Over $8 billion and counting. I was going to list every school, but yeah, there's over 2,400 of them. See the full list at molottery.com/education. Play it forward and play responsibly.
Spring is here, and as the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circa Sports. From baseball to basketball, hockey to golf, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Today, expect showers and thunderstorms followed by cloudy skies with a high of 64.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
All right, we're back at it here on 96.5 The Fan. It is Fescoe and Dusty. Dusty off until Thursday. Mac is in as well for Dusty and for himself, doing 2 jobs for the price of 1, doing a great job this week.
You're welcome, Odyssey.
Yeah, you've done an amazing job this week. Who's not done an amazing job are the Royals.
What a segue.
Yeah, what a segue, right? BBL stinky. Get bent. Not good.
The opposite.
Yeah, very bad.
Very bad.
Very bad. Very bad.
Disappointing,
not good.
frustrating,
Right.
embarrassing.
And I think you and I have done a pretty good job over the last week where they won 1 game. I'm just letting it breathe.
I love that, Russ.
Well, I am just letting it breathe. So when people get mad, I can't believe you've won one game. You've won 1 game in a week. You're 8 under 500. And the entire fan base is done. They really are. Like I told you via text last night, Mac, I've not seen this much venom for the Royals. And the reason we're seeing it is you gave us expectations, and you have failed miserably to deliver upon those expectations. So fans are ticked off. My buddy Joe sends me a text, and he says, I'm out. I'm done. I wanted to be in. I bought in this year, and they've given me nothing. And he goes, and next year, they're going to have to prove it to me before I even take an interest next year. So now that's where we are.
Yeah.
Not only are you losing the fans for this year, you're already losing fans for next year. And I would imagine if you took a poll of your organization right now, or if we took a poll, maybe this is our poll question tomorrow. Do you have confidence in the direction of the front office of the Kansas City Royals? I think it would be an overwhelming no. An overwhelming no when you ask, do you have confidence in the direction of the front office of the Kansas City Royals? How can you say yes right now? They're 8 games under 500 at the big league level. They have one of the worst records in baseball. They have nothing in the minor leagues. Baseball America has them 21 out of 30. Every other team in your division has a better minor league system than you. The White Sox are a playoff team as of today, and you are nowhere to be found. And you have gotten progressively worse over the last 3 years. The peak may have been 24. That may have been the peak for this front office and for this organization as it is now. Because last year they weren't that good. And now, look at them. They're even worse than they were. They're progressively going downhill. So if you're a fan, and I'm asking you, do you have any confidence in this organization? How many people are saying yes, Mac? What is it, 80-20 right now? And those 20%
nice.
people? I mean, that does feel nice, right?
That feels generous.
I mean, 80% of any vote is huge. You know, there's always people that will say, "Oh, I give them the benefit of the doubt. They're my team. Yes, I have faith." Or
that feels like too much benefit of the doubt. But I get it.
Or they could stuff the ballot box. You know, that kind of stuff. Who knows?
Yes, of course.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say less than 20% right now of Royals fans would say yes to that question.
Let me ask you this, though, as a fan base and as fans, and you guys on the text line can weigh in on this because we're all searching. What gives you confidence in this front office right now?
That's what I want to know. Yeah, what is the reason?
I'll wait.
Yes.
I will wait on that.
Well, and the thing is, I know there's probably not one because usually the text line's pretty quick to just say, hey, you're wrong. Here's why. And we love that. We love
absolutely.
That. It opens up discussion. It's a great part. It's what we do. It's why we're
Mac
here.
and I love when you guys come back at us on the text line and say, think about it from this angle. Because there's a lot of times we don't, and it's eye-opening for us. And we're like, oh, okay.
Dang, no, that was right. That's a good perspective.
Yeah.
That's what we're here. It's fun. We want to engage with everyone. The engagement from the text line, from the YouTube chat line, from us anecdotally with friends and fans and listeners, it hasn't been, hey, pipe down. Listen, be patient. It hasn't been any of that. It's been, yeah, dude, you're right. It's done. I'm done. I'm frustrated. I'm pissed. It's been people feeling the same as we are and coming and saying, hey, thank you for feeling this way with me because this sucks.
This does suck. And we are a direct conduit of the fans, and we know how the fans are feeling. And the fans are not feeling good, nor should they feel good about this organization because as of right now, other than Bobby Witt Jr., I don't know what we're really looking at with this organization. I'd love to have Kaggs and Carter in that conversation, but they're not giving us enough opportunity to see what these guys can do. And they're probably confusing the hell out of all of their players with all this analytical nonsense that they're giving these guys. I mean, you think an NFL playbook is hard. I mean, here's stats. Go figure out where you got to hit. Well, okay, just put me in the lineup or not, man. Let me know one way or the other what's going on here. I don't want to deal with all this stuff. Go ahead, Mac.
Well, no, it's not only, you got to deal with all the stats and how to make sense of whatever the hell philosophies we're using in that building right now. But then you've also got to as the player, you've got to somehow get in a rhythm. I mean, Kaggs and Carter, we've talked at nauseum about how, okay, 2 or 3 at-bats when everyone's getting 4 or 5, confidence being shattered because you're not going against lefties. And then, but on the other end, we don't talk about it. What about Sterling Marte? Hasn't played all night, and then he's coming in a huge moment.
Right. Well, he stayed warm in the cage, Mac. He's a veteran. That's your baseball antidote nonsense.
No, it's been 2 hours. He hasn't stayed warm. Mentally, he's not in that game level mode that is Kaggs and Carter, and they've been getting those at bats. It doesn't feel right to me, man.
Yeah, no, it's wrong. It is. What they're doing is wrong, and I'll just say it. It's wrong. And that's my opinion. It's always been my opinion.
Ooh,
yeah.
This is what we want.
Okay,
this is what we want from the 620. Count me in the 20%. They will get on a roll. And if they don't, if I got bent out of shape for watching bad Royals baseball after all these years, I'd be in the nut house by now.
True. That's a fair point. But what makes you think they're going to get on a roll?
That's my thing. Yeah. Just tell me why.
I'd like to give me those reasons why you think they're going to get on a roll. But I think what's interesting is, Mac, is you're frustrated with this baseball team, and I'm frustrated with this baseball team. Are your friends frustrated with this baseball team?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, mine are too.
Yeah.
Mine are too, right? Mine are frustrated with this baseball team. But I think your friend group and my friend group act a little bit different about that. You guys are younger, so you're more reactionary, right? It's newer, right?
Of course.
The expectations are new.
More emotional.
All my friends are older. So when my friends who, fine, whatever, I don't care anymore. I've been here, done this, lived this life. But when my friends start texting me that they're pissed off and we're talking about people in their 40s and 50s now, that this baseball team is pissing them off, where they've been pissed off for years at this baseball team, that tells you where the fan base is right now. Because you're getting people to be pissed off who at most point of their lives are old enough where they don't care that much anymore, you know? And now I'm getting texts from people in every age range that are pissed off and that are done with this baseball team. And Vern took a call last night. And here's what caller Nicole had to say.
Exactly. It was. And I didn't like Q last year.
Okay, but you're talking about this fire, and you want to see the fire. Where does the fire come from? Where did it come from in the past?
The fire comes from the players. And it comes from I think there's something going on. And I think I just have this feeling that people aren't happy about something. The way that
losing.
Bobby talks.
Losing. That's what nobody's having a good time with.
And the decisions that he makes. You were talking
okay,
earlier
but now you're just talking about your feelings, and no one really cares about how your feelings. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about your feelings. You said that Kaggs was developed by us. We didn't develop him. He barely played last year in the minors, and they threw him in here, and he's hitting amazing, and yet we're benching him because Q and his analytics. That's not feelings. Those are facts.
But you just said he's hitting amazing.
That thinks that.
But didn't you just say he's hitting amazing?
And then he benches him. And you just said tonight that we have 2 lefties coming up. Who's he going to sit? Kaggs, Jensen, and Isbell, because they can't hit lefties based on his analytics.
Well, and what we've seen.
Are you telling me that Kaggs isn't going to be an everyday baseball player? He's not good enough to be an everyday player?
He's pretty close to an everyday player right now.
He's not. He's not. And you know that's true.
What a great call by Vicky. Or I'm sorry, not Vicky, Nicole.
Nicole that time, yeah.
Why did I say Vicky? Oh, she called yesterday.
She called the other year last week or this week. Yeah.
She made a lot of great points. She was dead on, I thought, with everything that she said, Mac. And I thought her call right there embodies the Royals fan at this point in time. Royals fans don't want to hear anymore that the organization is smarter than we are, and they know more, and they're doing this and they're doing that. Okay, you can have that kind of thought, right? But your results don't give you the ability to have that kind of thought. And when you're sitting at 20 and 28, and you get a call like that from Nicole, you listen to that, and you're like, she's dead on. She's talking about fire from players. Where is that fire from those players?
Yeah.
Where's playing with, they used to say, play with your hair on fire, you know? Where's that kind of emotion like Wemby had last night? Where's that emotion that Patrick Mahomes shows? Where's that? Where is that emotion? Now, obviously based on this past season, but prior to this season.
Yeah, but of course,
right.
Yes.
Where's that passion from these players? She said, that's funny, we developed Kaggs. And she goes, we didn't develop him. She's right. 380 minor league at-bats is not developing anybody at all. And you're not giving Kaggs a fair opportunity by bringing him up here. And I said it last year, Mac. I didn't want Kaggs on this team last year. Didn't I say I wanted a full season of minor league baseball for this guy?
Yep.
And what did they do? They failed at the big league level, so they panicked and they brought this guy up when he wasn't ready to be up at the big league level yet. And then they're hindering his development because they're not allowing him to play every day at the big league level. So, no, he may fall into that category of another underdeveloped Royals player. MJ Melendez, Ryan O'Hearn, Michael Massey, Drew Waters. We talked about these guys yesterday, of guys that fall into that category of underdeveloped. Brent Rooker, all these underdeveloped players that go on and go elsewhere and do good things. That's an organizational issue. That is not a player issue when there are many examples of underdeveloped talent leaving here and going on and playing better elsewhere. I mean, it's just the facts that are out there. And they talk about she talked about, making the lineup, doing it with not feeling, but with facts out there. You got to have feel.
Yes.
You got it, because facts are black and white. They don't tell the whole story. And I like the fact that she referred to it as his analytics, because we don't know.
Or the team's analytics. Yes, exactly.
Because we just don't know. So I thought that was a wonderful call by Nicole yesterday. I thought she embodied everything that we're all feeling, Mac.
A+ from Nicole. I mean, she She was able to, and by the way, that is just a lesson in a sports radio call. She came with her point.
Yep.
She was ready to go. It wasn't an hello, how are you? None of that. Let's skip the pleasantries.
Right.
And let's get down to business. We know what we're talking about. And she did, and she was ready to go. She was ready to come back with counterpoints to anything Vern had to say.
That's one of the best phone calls to a radio show that I've heard in years.
That's great.
She nailed it. She nailed it. And her feelings do matter because all of our feelings matter. Everybody's feelings matter in all of this. We're the customer.
We've got the 620s back and telling us why they'll get on it, why they think they'll get on a roll.
Yeah.
Previous body of work, Michael, Vinny, Salvi, they will get things worked out. Combine that with Jack and Carter that are going to force their way into the lineup with production sooner or later. Color me naive, but I'm still on board with my guys.
Yeah, I think you're a little naive there, and that's okay. It's better to be that way, quite honestly.
That's great.
Life's better. It really is. It is.
No, it's awesome.
I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying because I don't know what you're talking about based on past what? It's a ball club that beat up on the White Sox for a couple of years.
Pass with those players individually.
But sometimes guys get old. Like Salvi, we could be at the end of the line.
Well, and Salvi, and that's the one that's, we've talked, oh, well, it's probably washed, Cliff. All those things make sense.
Yeah. And Michael for the last 30 days
is What's going on with Vinny Pasquantino right now? Like, that's my conversation. We've got the Michael. Yeah, he's had a rough 30 days, whatever. Overall, he's fine, and defensively definitely still there.
Right.
Vinny Pasquantino this whole season has been offensively a zero, a net negative for this ball club.
Yeah.
And there's no, age, injury, I'm struggling to find that why.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me jump in.
Yes.
And what you just said there is why fans are where they are. Why does this guy who can't hit this year continue to bat third when a guy who has shown that he can hit doesn't play every day, and then another guy who shows he can hit gets lifted in the seventh inning for some washed-up veteran? Like, batting Damaso Marte in that spot last night does nothing for your organization. It does nothing to help your organization get better. A win over the Red Sox on a Monday night in May when you're 7 or 8 games under 500 is irrelevant. You took a learning experience away from one of the guys that is supposed to be part of your future. How are these guys going to be everyday players in a down year? They're not even being given the opportunity to be an everyday player on a bad baseball team. How do you expect them to be part of a good baseball team?
Never going to happen. Oh, well, he'll bat against lefties in 27.
Why?
Why would he? Why would he do that?
Why would he do that? Why would you allow him to do that in 27 but not now? Because if he's not doing it now, he's not all of a sudden going to magically be good in 27 against lefties when he never had that practice against them.
Also, why isn't he batting against lefties? Because he can't, but he'll do it in 27, so he'll be able to then? Okay,
but what's going to make him do that in 27?
What magic snap of the fingers is happening?
Is there an elixir out there? Oh, in 27, he's going to be just fine. That makes no sense.
We sing the lefty song. Don't worry. We're all going to sing.
Right.
What's happening?
To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Left.
Yeah,
whatever.
No,
all of a sudden he can hit?
No, that's not how this works. I like this from the 913.
Okay.
Vern brought up playing every day. Kaggs does, but he's not an every down player if this was football. And I think that's such a good differentiation because we do use every day. And Vern will say, well, he does play every day. Fine, he plays most every day.
Great text.
But he is sitting in these big moments, and that's what we're discussing.
Right.
I'm not talking about playing 2/3 of a baseball game. I'm talking about playing 9 innings.
Part of the reason Royals lost last night is ineptitude on the coaching staff. It really is. And Vance Wilson is the guy who I'm pointing the finger at this morning. He needs to be fired. Vance Wilson needs to go. And I'm saying that because you're not going to fire the manager, but you need to do something. And him sending Massey last night in that situation in the 5th inning with 1 and 2 coming up and getting hosed at the plate for the second out by a mile. I mean, that was like me with softball teams.
Yeah.
That looked like me coaching my kid's softball team is what Vance Wilson looked like at third base. Clueless on whether or not to send somebody.
Just doesn't know what he's doing.
And I understand hits have been hard to come by.
For sure.
But you have to know in-game situations. And Vance Wilson, who is also the major, what did I say he was? Mac, his title earlier when I looked it up when I was talking to my therapist, KC Royale.
Yeah, it was the field game coordinator.
Field game coordinator
is that
or something.
Correct? Something along those lines.
Yeah, Major League Field Coordinator is also Vance Wilson's title. He essentially puts all the nuts and bolts behind the scenes together to make this thing work. Well, it ain't working.
Not working.
It's just not. It's not working.
I haven't seen it.
The laying out the process, carrying out through all the stuff is not working. And then you send Massey last night. That was an ignorant send. You got 1 out. You got 2 on, and you got Michael and Bobby coming up. And you essentially took them out of that inning because you sent Michael Massey on some stupid play that you never should have done. That cost you a game potentially. Because what if you got second and third now and only 1 out? Let's say Garcia strikes out like he did, but you still got Bobby coming up.
Yeah.
And a gapper right there clears the bases, gives you 2 runs. It's a tie game. It's 3-3. But no, Vance Wilson is sending the guy for no apparent reason.
And
terrible coaching job by him last night.
And correct me if I'm wrong, has the base running been good on this team the past couple of seasons?
No, the base running's been terrible.
It was a major problem last year. It was a major discussion last season.
Right.
I won't speak for 24, but last season and now a quarter in the way this year, that discussion has stayed the exact same.
Right. Yep, it's been terrible. So this guy is also the Major League Field Coordinator, and according to my therapist, Casey Royale, my AI therapist that I go to daily about this ball club, a Major League Field Coordinator's responsibility are on 3 main areas: the architect of practice and daily schedules, the bridge to the minor leagues, and running spring training. Well, I'll tell you, this guy is not getting the job done. His job, his public job is coaching third. His hidden job, running the daily logistics of the entire coaching staff and roster behind the scenes. How's that coming to you? How's that going? Your job is to run the daily logistics of the entire coaching staff and roster behind the scenes, as according to AI, as a Major League Baseball field coordinator? Nah, time for him to go. You need to do something to show the city, your customers, and your players that this isn't going to be tolerated. And by sending a message, by firing the third base coach, it does send a message. Oh, they're serious about this stuff. And it needs to be done because this organization is not moving in the right direction. And I am to the point now, Mac, and I think you are as well. I am sad for Vinny Pasquantino. I hurt for him because he needs a break, and he knows he needs a break.
He's going through it.
And you're not giving him a break. And him and Salvi again 0 for 7. And yet the guys that are starting to play some good baseball, you're not playing them all the time, or every down, as our texter like to say. Vinny, it's okay to give Vinny a day off or 2 days off. This is where the feel comes in. You come down, you sit next to him in the dugout, you slap him on the inner thigh. Hey, bud, I got you for the next 2 days. Don't worry about it. I know you need some time off. I still believe in you, but we all need a break, man.
Yeah.
Normal people have a weekend. People take vacation time to clear their heads. I know you need a couple of days, and I got your back. I'm going to give you the next 2 days off. I just want you to chill. Don't worry about it, man.
Yep.
I got you.
Yep, you're a great baseball player, and we can't wait to have you on your back. But for these 2 days, don't think about it. Take a breath.
Right.
And just
that's how you manage feel.
Exactly.
And that goes a long way because it's the human condition.
Yes.
And we're all wired, right? It's all a mental game for us. The mental game is the number one game that you need to play when you're a manager. When you're a coach, you need to know the mental side. You need to know where your players are. And that's why using a spreadsheet and a Dell or a Mac or a QuickBooks or whatever you're using to determine, you're missing the human element. You're missing the human side. And the human side is the most important side because we're all humans. And when you're using Tandy 5000 to create these lineups, you're not putting the human element in, and you're not using the feel, and you're not understanding what your players are going through. And I promise you right now, if you saddled up the next to Vinny and said, hey, bro, I got you for 2 days. We're going to give you some time off. We know you need it. Don't worry about a thing. We got you covered. Vinny would appreciate that. But they're not doing that.
Oh, a breath of relief for him, probably, just to say, oh, gosh.
I felt the sigh of relief just having that conversation about telling Vinny that.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, okay, hey, take a breath. Everything's going to be okay. The conversation's not going to be about you for 2 days. And when it is, when you're back, it's going to be a better one.
Right. And then we'll get this thing figured out. But what we're going to do right now is we got you. You've gotten us for the last 2 years. You're in a time of need. We're going to come around you. We're going to love you up. We're going to make sure as an organization that we're behind you 100% of the way. We're going to take care of Vinny, the person. We're going to get you a couple of days off and then see where we are after that. But we got to have that feel. You got to have that feel. It's something that analytics will never be able to tell you. Coming up, I love this topic, and it's one I've wanted to get to all morning long, and I can't wait to hear Mac's take on it. Next.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Jack Caglione, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Weekday mornings starting at 6, right here on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, if you look outside right now, you may see rain and go, oh no, a cloudy day. I look outside right now and I go, this is great for my lawn. Yes, I'm at that stage of my life. But you know what? We've invested so much time from Aspen into making sure that our lawn is awesome. I want it to rain as much as possible to keep that lawn healthy and beautiful because Aspen Lawn and Pest Control did such an amazing job on it. I want it to be looking beautiful all year round. And that's what they do. They do an unbelievable job of transforming lawns because if they can take our lawn and transform it, they can do anything because our lawn was brutal. Trees, roots, weeds, rocks, dirt, all kinds of nonsense. And now it's just green, lush grass that looks amazing. And now this time of the year is great too because it's spring leading into summer, and that means a lot of outdoor activities. We put that mosquito dome over our house from Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, and it keeps those mosquitoes out all spring and summer long. It also prevents ticks and fleas so our dog can roll around in that yard and not have to worry about a thing. Right now, Aspen is going to give you a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
For nearly 100 years, Busey Wealth Management has helped families and businesses make smart financial decisions that stand the test of time. From personalized investment plans to tax strategies that work for you, we take a big picture approach, connecting you with the right experts to help protect what you've built and plan for what's next. Busey Wealth Management, here for every chapter of your financial story.
Well, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending have done an amazing job for us over the last decade, and they're going to do it for you as well. I told you about last week, about this time, Tom from Golden Oak Lending called my wife and said, hey, we may have some things moving in the right direction for you. We may be able to find you a lower rate real soon. Hang tight. We're going to work behind the scenes, and we'll let you know what we've got. And I'm like, that's awesome. And that's the customer service that everybody gets at Golden Oak Lending, because once you take that free mortgage checkup, you're part of their family, and they're always looking out for your best interest. That's what family members do, right? Always looking out for your best interest. And at Golden Oak Lending, they've got you covered. So what I need you to do is take that free mortgage checkup right now. Hey, we all get into financial situations where we need some extra cash, whether it's credit card bills or weddings, college tuition, who knows what it is. You can use some extra money. So take that free mortgage checkup right now. No paperwork or credit card required. It's just a simple phone conversation where you find out how much Golden Oak can save you every single month. And the average cash out customer saves over $1,100. Plus, you'll go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment once you refinance. So take that free mortgage checkup now. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
As a paramedic, do you recommend seatbelts?
I'm definitely an advocate for seatbelts.
Why?
When you're in a wreck, the seatbelt immediately will lock you in place and hold you exactly where you are. And if the vehicle rolls, spins, or just sustains a lot of force, you're going to stay right where you are, protected and cushioned. That's how they're designed.
But it's my choice if I wear one. You can't make me.
It's your decision, but you're going to see me if you decide to not wear your seatbelt, and it might not be a good situation for you.
Always buckle up. A message from the Kansas Department of Transportation and your local law enforcement community.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
The right tools aren't optional. They're how the job gets done right. That's why a lot of us run with Napa for tools and equipment we can count on. From Milwaukee fuel sets, sockets, and impacts that deliver real power when you need it, to Carlisle hand tools built for precision, durability, and everyday use. It's professional-grade gear that keeps your bays moving and your business running strong. So when you need the right tool, right now, you know where to go. Napa.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Future therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
This is Stories from the Pitch, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with new limited time deals from Lowe's.
3 days before the match, Babetto's wife gave birth to their third child, a son named Mateus. 3 days later in Dallas, Brazil were tied with the Netherlands in a quarterfinal. Then Romario slipped a pass through. Babetto, racing onto it, slotted home. He turned, ran toward the corner flag, and started rocking his arms, cradling an invisible baby. Romario joined in, Mazinho too. 3 Brazilians, side by side, rocking the world's newest baby on the world's biggest stage. Brazil would win that match 3-2 and go on to lift the trophy. Babetto's son grew up to become a footballer himself. The cradle has been copied 1,000 times since. None of them mean what the original meant.
Stay tuned to this Odyssey station for more Stories from the Pitch.
All right, we screwed up big time. This is on me, Mac, not on you, so I apologize for that. Each day at 9:20, we're supposed to give you a way to win, potentially win, I should say, a $500 Hy-Vee gift card at the end of the week. We forgot to do our second qualifier at 9:20 this morning. Now, I'll take the blame for this one. This is on me. I should have known better. I'm the adult in the room. Sorry, man. That's on me. You're Carter and Kaggs. I'm like, I don't know how that works. But so, no, that's on me. So caller number 5 right now who knows what country Ronaldo is from, you will be our qualifier today for that $500 Hy-Vee gift card that will reward at the end of the week. $500.
$500. Speak caller number what? 5 right now.
Right
Tell me
now.
where Ronaldo plays.
That's right. Caller number 5 right now. Tell us where or what country Ronaldo plays for, and you will be today's entry. One lucky winner at the end of the week of the 5 qualifiers will be drawn on Friday at about this time, or maybe after the show, whenever Cam decides to do it. And you will be that winner of the $500 Hy-Vee gift card. 913-586-7965 now on that line, and tell Mac where Ronaldo plays or for whom Ronaldo plays. I wanted to touch on one other thing while he's grabbing the phone lines, and we'll get back to this fun football topic that I think he has, because it's made me think a lot. I'm not going to lie. I sat there and thought a lot about this football topic. But there was a tweet that I just saw from Buster Olney. And Buster's been covering baseball for 1,000 years, right? One of the true, real baseball voices that are out there. Everybody knows who Buster Olney is, right? And so he tweets this. The late, great Mets manager, Davey Johnson, used to talk about the positive energy and impact that younger players could bring to a team. And the 26 Mets are diving into this approach with their outfield. Yeah, the Mets called up some of their younger players in a season that's off the rails, started to let them play, and last night the Mets scored 10 runs in the 12th inning to win a baseball game. And they've gotten some juice from a lot of their younger players. And when you're looking at the Mets and where they were at the beginning of the season, they were mired in last place. They had arguably the worst record in all of Major League Baseball. People were saying they're the worst team in all of Major League Baseball, the worst team money could buy. Well, the Mets have started playing a little bit better, and don't look now. They're only 5 games under 500 after going like 5-20 to start the year. So they brought up young players. They're allowing those young players to play, and the Mets now all of a sudden are playing their best baseball of the season. They've won 7 of their last 10. The Royals are one of 2 teams to have 2 6-game losing streaks already this season. They're in the same company with the Colorado Rockies. You want to be in that company? I sure as hell don't. So the Mets brought up their young guys. They let their young guys play. And their young guys are now starting to make a difference and starting to bring some fire back to that ball club. Maybe the Royals could try something like that. I mean, Davey Johnson did win a couple of world championships, if I'm not mistaken. Won one with the Mets. I don't know that he won one anywhere else. I'm trying to think if he was there with the Reds in that 90 Reds team. I can't remember who. I think that was Lou Piniella who won that one. So anyway, Davey Johnson, very successful manager, right? Had a lot of great things in Major League Baseball happen in his career. And he said right now, you can bring a lot of positive energy and impact by the young players being called up to a team. How about How about trying that? Let Kaggs and Carter play. Maybe they'll bring some energy to this team.
Let's get an energy shift in here. Yeah, we need something to shift.
Something needs to change, because right now it's a dead stick.
Yes, this team needs a jolt, and maybe some young guys who are naive and don't know what they don't know and are still excited and ready to go can provide that.
But who those young guys are, I don't know, because they don't have any in the minor leagues right now.
No,
but
not in the minors.
That's Carter and Kaggs, letting them play. Every day, every at-bat, doesn't matter. Never take them out of the lineup again.
Yeah, get them out of their they're in the mini majors. Like, get them fully in the majors. Let's get them, let them loose. Let's go. 913 says, way to take ownership, Bob, but this is what the Royals do to us. And the 816 right after that, it's okay, Bob. The Royals threw you off. for not getting the Hy-Vee announcement at 9:20.
Oh, yeah.
2 different textures, same time. It's all right, Bob. It's the Royals' fault.
It's the Royals' fault. I was like, what did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong.
No. And there was, by the way, speaking of Tyler.
Yeah.
Way to be qualifier number 2 for the $500. We'll have 3 more this week.
Yeah, there you go. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we'll draw that winner coming up on Friday. I really wanted to get into this football topic because you're talking about who the better franchise is, Mac, the Cowboys or the Steelers in the Mediocre Bowl that's coming up this year.
Yeah, what do you think about that? My friend brought this up.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's just 2 mediocre football teams that have disguised themselves as these top teams, and, you know.
It's like, yeah, we laud these guys up, and oh my gosh, they're the Steelers and the Cowboys, and you're like, what? These guys haven't done anything really in this century.
I mean, every team I think has won a Super Bowl since the Cowboys have. I'm not kidding. Like almost every team has won the Super Bowl since the Cowboys last. You weren't even alive when the Cowboys won a Super Bowl.
Nope, no, I was not. They've never been to a Super Bowl in my lifetime.
Well, no, and they probably won't either.
No, exactly. I would say who's a better franchise overall, I'll still give it to the Cowboys, because for the Steelers Super Bowls, I feel like came in the 70s when they were barely throwing 4. And they won 4 out of 5 years, 2 miss, and then 2. But it's legendary. But the Cowboys at least had the 90s.
Sure.
And it was incredible.
Yeah. At least the Steelers don't win a championship in this century.
That's a good point.
The Dallas Cowboys have not.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it all depends on how you interpret it. It's the story that keeps on giving. I'll tell you that right now. Mac Quatrero joins us tomorrow at 9. Cody and Gold next. 96.5 The Fan.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Carter Jensen.